Okay, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're live now with the second, or actually third match of the day. It's going to be Navi versus Luminosity, and there was some disagreement on the desk there.
There wasn't there? Fiflaren was acting a little hurt that Thorn would take his prediction.
Well, personally, I'm just glad that Fiflaren decided to show up for this tournament.
And yes, Duncan, this is your life.
All right, well, we are going to head into it already here. Knife round coming up, and Train is going to be the first map. What do you think? We just saw what Luminosity could do on Train, but Navi, they're not kind of bad on it either.
They're a bit of a different beast altogether. They're definitely a more tight unit. They've got the teamwork that G2 lack. They've got the experience together as a roster. They've been playing together for ages, and like Thorn mentioned at the end there. These guys just came out of a very close series versus Fnatic at the EPL Finals to close out the year, last year. And, well, they looked so good. It was basically their tournament to lose, and they happened to lose it. But still, Navi right now on a good level. LG showing that they can go toe-to-toe with a bit more of a scrappy team. Now we have to see if they can actually, beat their devil, which is Navi. And they win the knife round, so they get to decide which side they want to start on. I'd be amazed if they didn't start CT, get that defensive advantage going, and, well, we'll have to see what Navi have in store for us because, well, we usually always see the same thing, though, Anders, right? It's very standard, very pick-based play, very, very rare that they actually try and change up the pace to throw their opponents off. A lot of the time it is just Navi, going for their tried-and-true methodical methods, or, strategies, basically.
That's what the panel is bringing up, and I mean, they also highlighted this idea that Luminosity play a sort of a similar style on the terrorist side. So, I mean, and the fact is, this best of three could be a lengthy one, especially if it goes all three maps, of course. But even just on two maps, the terrorist side for both teams is going to be somewhat slow. We'll see if that's going to have an impact on this game here. Yeah. No Tech 9 armor in play on the terrorist side, and on the other side, a lot of grenades here again for LG, just like they did in their previous match against G2, which did actually kind of win them the pistol round. They got 2 grenade kills, so that's a big plus.
Bang on, Anders, bang on. That was the point to make. That's what saved them versus G2 in the pistol, and they could it very well could work for them here. Nice bait there to get that nade out of the way here from Navi. They just show themselves in upper halls, and then Taco chucks out that smoke immediately. So a lot of time left here on the clock for Navi to play with, seeing as how one smoke is down. They don't know that Fallen has a smoke over on the A site, but that's a good bit of information there for Navi to play off of. They do have Seized going for the utility. That's usually his role. Playing a little bit more of a support role, making sure that he can set it up for his mates. But he's just got a full set of nades. He doesn't really have... Well, he hasn't focused on double flash or anything of the sort, so we'll see where that HE comes into play.
Very careful play for coldzera down at Ivy. Just he doesn't want anybody shooting him in the face. He's just going to peek and see if they're there, then falls back. And they've got 4 people still this A-bomb side. So if Navi try and go for like a split push, which I mean could definitely still be in the cards. The bomb is being picked up and carried off though. And that immediately makes me think it's not going to be that. It might actually be a B hit with 2 people running CT spawn, and that kind of opening is going to be perfect. Taco going down, and let's see if the other 2 people on Ivy are going to reconnect or sort of rendezvous with the people over at B-bomb site here. Bomb is still actually over by Pop Dog ladder, so they're bringing it back down here. This might be actually a little bit too slow for Navi. They're hitting a site where not many people are in, but they're taking a long time. Fallen creeping a bit closer, and he goes down to Guardian Fur up on the train, but he takes a lot of damage as well. And now flamie, there comes the connection through CT spawn finally, and that's going to finish the round as well. flamie taking a while, but getting the kill finally. Fur going to be dropped as well, and a nice double kill for flamie. Nobody even dies on the Navi side. I was a bit scared then they were being too slow, but the addition of the guy walking all the way Ivy into CT spawn is just so powerful.
It is. That's basically the ace in the hole there. That's what the long-term plan is. If they don't get the job done before it, there's flamie here to guarantee the round, essentially. I mean, we also see Seized killing off FNX, who's playing Connector. That's another very solid one. Both of those players basically moving over from that A site and just setting it up to just close out the round for Navi. Luminosity, I mean, they instantly rotated in, and I understand why you were surprised, because it looked like the perfect situation for Navi, to just go for the fake and take that bomb straight out onto the A site where nobody was waiting for him. But Navi decided to just go for the brute force method, make a statement. All 5 players survived that round for Navi. Luminosity, they haven't had a single kill yet, so... for when we put emphasis on Luminosity and them being a momentum-based team, that's pretty much the worst start that they can get. Not a single kill there to bolster the confidence.
Well, they have picked up Deagle on FNX and also 3C set 75. It's a bit of a aggressive peek there into the middle of the lane down at Ivy, and he just can't deal with it. 3 people waiting for him, and a nice shot from FNX. There's an instant headshot, and flamie's going to be gone. So That might slow Na'Vi down some more, but they've got plenty of time. Still 2 HE grenades as well on Fallen and Fur.
Really impressive, actually. And Na'Vi have gone full rifle as well, so right now, as far as Na'Vi are concerned, no, there's the peek, and Taco, he just spots Zeus going through in Brown Halls here up towards B site. Guardian's in position in Pop Dog, though, and it looks like they are going to set up for that A split. Zeus might be the one to just try and draw attention over here to the B site, or get some info if he can spot out the man. He does spot the one, goes for the second, takes the fight and loses it. Fallen takes his head off, and instead it's going to be Guardian working his way out onto that A site, and there's confirmation, although I don't think FNX spotted the bomb.
No, and it's a real shame. FNX, I don't think he got the call from his teammates quick enough that nobody else was coming to the B-bomb site because he was rotating out of his position. Otherwise, if he'd just been waiting in A, that could have actually been the round there in favor of Luminosity. So just, I think, a second maybe of miscommunication where FNX, he gets the initial call, someone's pushing B, but he never gets the call that no one else is coming. So that's a bit of a shame. Firm will take down Edward. I mean, this is still a pretty successful round, right? They're getting 3 kills. They got the AK here. But if FNX hadn't been rotating out of his position, that could have been very interesting.
That'll give Na'Vi a little bit of information, obviously. The Luminosity right now are quick to rotate. But they did also go for the gamble, Luminosity having 3 players on that B site early on. They were expecting Na'Vi to go for B again. That didn't exactly pan out, so we'll see how Na'Vi choose to go for this. But I mean, still, this is a fairly successful force coming out of Luminosity in their own right. I mean, they've got an AK to save here with the Kevlar, but they also managed to kill off 3 players from Na'Vi. And Na'Vi, they hadn't really gone SMG; they'd gone rifles. So that was a lot of money spent from by Na'Vi in that round, and they ended up losing quite a bit of it. So not ideal here for the CIS team.
Well, 3rd round coming up, and they should be feeling a little bit more safe in this round. They haven't gone for a single SMG, though, and maybe they're worried about that AK on Fur, and I'm wondering how they're going to use it. I mean, they could either try and save this and make sure that Fur has got a lot of grenades in the upcoming round, or they could try and go aggressive with it and try and hunt down some Na'Vi members. It looks like it's going to be just sort of semi-aggressive. He's in a position where he could definitely switch it up and go aggressive if he wanted to, but he needs a little bit of backup.
And again, Luminosity changing it up. Instead of having more players on that A site, again, 3 players stacked up here on B. This time around, it's not going to work out, though. Fallen, he's going to get picked off by Guardian immediately. Guardian, though, just jumps right on top of First. So they know where the AK is playing from. And that's a good decision here by Zeus to back off.
And now pushing Ivy through the smoke as well. Cold on the other side, and he's not going to win that battle, but FNX is there to take down Seized. And while he's reloading, flamie comes in from Ivy, so a bit of mistiming there. Fur going to go down as well. Edward with a good double headshot to make it a 3rd round for Na'Vi. Moving into the 4th one, Luminosity, they go for that AWP on Fallen, and you can't really blame them. He was playing very well on Train earlier today.
Yeah. And Guardian has the money now to go for a full buy of his own. So we will have that op battle going through. A little awkward here for flamie, obviously. I think he was almost going to get shot by his teammate there as well. Seized. Just going for that 180. Fur, yeah, gets stuck on the grate. Doesn't manage to get in here fast enough. That was smart, though, by Na'Vi. I did like the fact that Zeus, once they figured out where that AK was playing from, he didn't commit. He didn't give Fur a chance to do more damage.
Cheeky Guardian. That shot connects into C connector on the CT side. It's a straight headshot. Oh, and look at that. Fur, that's a wall bang all the way from the bomb train right through, and Zeus is gone. So Guardian had his play, and Fur had his.
I think he's walking through there. Guardian might get the spot, though. Timing. Spots out 1. And Taco, he doesn't have a smoke. He's only got the flashbang to work with here. He gets into a pretty decent position, though. Flashes aren't going to be super effective, although he does back off long enough to get caught by 1. If he had held close, he might have been past it. Now the smoke is there, and Edward just goes charging through and takes Taco's head off.
4 on 3 as Edward goes down. It's looking very good at the moment for LG, and they do need this round. If they lose it, then they're back to pistols, and it's not going to happen. It seems C's the only one left. He does actually somehow end up between all of them, but that was only going to last for so long. It's the round for the Brazilian side, and a very good one indeed. I mean, that initial spray through the wall, just that's so frustrating on the T when you're on the T side, because you didn't even do anything wrong at that point.
Yeah, you're just walking through. It's just well, timing, getting that timing right. You know, we're not going to call it luck, right, Anders? Right. Just a hint, just a touch.
I don't know about that.
A little luck there, but yeah, still, that's going to please Fur. And that gives Luminosity their 1st round here in the 1st half. Na'Vi, of course, should have the money to go for a buy after this, so it shouldn't be the end of the world for them. But Luminosity, now we should be seeing a good, healthy nade count on their side, allowing them to put the pressure on. Yep, so pretty solid on both sides, in fact, although Na'Vi are a bit light on the nades themselves.
Well, there's a good opening frag. Fallen to take down flamie, and FNX dropping Zeus as well, and Na'Vi They're bleeding members before they even get into a position where they'd want to execute anything. And in a round like this, you've got to wonder, like, what do you get out of it? Because if Luminosity just plays safe right now, it should be nearly impossible for you to get back into the round. So do you sort of switch the objective of it and just try and do some damage to them here? I mean, they're playing on the terrorist side. They could afford to give up a round or two, but then do heavy economic damage is still pretty much worth it.
Whatever you can get Luminosity to spend at this point. That's what it's all about. And there's the peak. Edward. Pop Dog challenges, and what a shot. Fallen not quick enough there to save his teammate. Manages to take out Fer, but still, 2-man advantage here for Luminosity. They've got the gear as well. They still have some nades. Yeah, Fer even giving a bit of the, a nod there to Edward. Nice shot.
Well, look at this. I mean, 3 people holding Ivy at the moment, but nobody there to help Cold. I thought for sure they'd try and sort of go for a quick refrag then. Guardian shooting blindly through the smoke and not quite connecting, but you're a little bit scared every time it's Guardian. You got to wonder if it's going to be the case. Instantly goes down. Did he? I don't think he had any head armor, so that M4A4 is an instant one-shot headshot. And that means Seized is left, 1-on-3. He's got the bomb. Running in towards the B-bomb site. Maybe if he could get the first kill here on FNX, he could maybe get the bomb down. But actually clutching this round with 16 seconds, it's not going to happen, is it?
Oh, he might be able to get the plant down. He does go for the bait. Taco, he's hearing the steps. He's hearing steps all around him. He gets the first kill. Success so far, making this a very expensive round for Luminosity. They will save the AWP and the M4. You got to give it to Fallen as well. He was holding close Pop Dog, so it was the perfect spot to be. If you heard Seized run to the other site, he hears those footsteps coming from a mile away, and he's able to call for the rotation from his teammates right off the bat. So,
I've got to say, this is just not coldzera's map, is it? Because he was bottom fragging when they were playing earlier. This time he's got 0 kills, and we're starting in the 6th round. I mean, it's not a disaster yet, but there's definitely something not quite connecting. But Luminosity correctly identified this is going to be an eco round here. You see the SMG on coldzera means they've definitely read this. They see it coming.
Figured it out. And they are trying to deny Na'Vi the inner sight. That's usually where you go when you have the pistols. A little bit easier to get that bomb plant if you get a lucky shot, per se. And if you take out Taco immediately, then maybe you get down that ramp fast enough to be able to get that bonus $800 for everybody when you go on to lose the round. We're not seeing that. Instead, we're seeing Cold just charging through, and he's not going to get a James Bond, Anders. He's going to get a double kill, maybe a triple, maybe a quad. No. Oh! No! Oh, no! He doesn't make it. Seized. He doesn't get the knife kill, but he gets the pistol just the same.
Oh, man. That was intense for a moment, wasn't it? You can wonder what the outcome could have been.
That's a real clench moment.
Well, that ties the scoreline up at 3-3, moving into the 7th round. AWP on Guardian and 1 on Fallen. And the money definitely looking better for Luminosity right now. Those SMG kills definitely helping out coldzera a bit. We'll see if this can continue. First, setting up for a smoke. I'm wondering where that lands. I guess we will find out another day. Oh, wait. Is that it? That is it, isn't it?
Oh, he's right on the edge. Does he spot him? Oh, Guardian strikes first. Taco, he's got all these clever smokes that he sets up.
Well, that wasn't Taco smoke. That was first smoke.
Oh, Fer, yeah.
But that's really, really cool, isn't it?
It sets up for the aggressive push nicely.
Yeah, that is some next level play coming out of Luminosity.
It seemed to me that Guardian was pretty aware of that, though. Like, he was ready for it, for that push, hanging out on the edge of it.
Or at least suspicious that the smoke went down. You're like, why is there a smoke suddenly landing here? That I still love. You still have to appreciate. This is the amount of time that Luminosity put into it. Not a lot of other teams will do this. If you look at even teams like, TQM, like Question Mark or Fnatic or EnVy, the amount of new stuff that they come up with is somewhat limited. Partly due to the fact that they play so many tournaments, but still, yeah, you got to credit Luminosity for showing some cool stuff here. It's going to be 4 versus 3. 40 seconds left on the clock here. Sorry, 4 versus 4. And we'll see Fnax moving up behind and getting that kill on Edward. And that gives almost all of it away, except for flamie, who has the bomb, gets the kill, down Pop Dog. And can he actually make it out to put this bomb down with the last 30 seconds?
There's the info. At least they spot the rotation coming through. Back up Pop Dog. He goes with that bomb. flamie, he's going to be able to get on that B site now. And Seized is getting in position to cut off the rotation when it comes through. Once again, it's going to have to. Both players waiting in Z here for Luminosity with a man that's fallen. He's going to have to head back through CT. And there it is. Seized springs his trap, takes out Fer, and brings it back to a 2-on-2 where Luminosity now are the ones who are under a little bit of pressure. Both players stacked up as well for Na'Vi. They really are counting on the double bluff. If they do peek down that line, though, no, flamie peeks out and takes out Fallen, and now it's all on Cold. You've already spoken about how it's a little bit rough for him to get going with his game. It's not going to get any better. Seized is there to take him out, and what communication coming out from Na'Vi. And the positioning that flamie had on upper like that, spots both players going through Z, that was perfect.
It's one of the things that's so hard to do, because if you miss that timing, if your communication is off by even a couple of seconds, it's too late. You know, maybe flamie shows himself down pop dog, maybe he just dies straight away. There's so many things that go horribly wrong, so round lead now. Luminosity able to still buy with the decent grenades as well, but that one FAMAS is an indication that they're nearing the end of the war chest here. It's going to be a Galil as well on Guardian, in spite of them winning the round, is a bit disappointing.
And a hard smoke here from Taco. I don't think he's going to be able to get a one-way going. In fact, he just decides to back off. Na'Vi, you know, they probably watched the match before on train. They probably figured out, okay, Taco, you like going for these kinds of plays. They're just putting shots through that smoke to make sure that he understands. You can't get away with the shenanigans this time. We're going to be ready for you. And so he decides to fall back, play it a little bit more safely. Whereas the rest of his teammates still spread out on A. Na'Vi, though, they're really going for their default kind of play, though. Just spread out all around in a big, in a big crescent. All points of the map, just waiting for somebody to get impatient on Luminosity's side and go for the aggressive peak.
Yeah, fallen very far away from the A-bomb side in case anything goes down quickly, so that could be a problem. But again, Na'Vi, just like they were talking about during the analyst segment, they are a slow team on the terrorist side. You see them sort of again and again grinding down the clock to sort of under 30 seconds, which can be dangerous if LG see it coming. Cold back around the corner as Seas tries to move up. Fallen with the first kill here, but the AKs from flamie and Seas just too much, and Cold is going to be going down.
Where is the bomb? The bomb is still on upper. Fallen, he hits that flank, and now he knows there's a second man as well. He would have got that information. flamie with the peek. Fallen annihilates him, and it's going to be down to Edward. 10 seconds left. Just not enough time for him. It's almost to the point where he just needs to run in and die, but instead he decides to turn tail and run, and he might actually be able to make this out here. He will be able to get out of here in one piece and hold on to the AK and the stuff for the next round. So well played on his part, just staying alive once he realized he's just not going to have any time on that clock to get in there and go for the heroics. But Luminosity, Anders, they're running it back. Once they got those nades, we're seeing a different kind here. They're feeling much more confident.
If you look at the setup here, though, as Fallen gets the 2 kills here, imagine if the bomb successfully makes it in from upper on Guardian there. If he somehow gets in and gets the bomb plant down, then they've got Edward playing C connector. They've got 2 or 1 person playing from CT spawn with the bomb down. That's so hard for Luminosity. So you kind of understand what the end game was for the Na'Vi team. They just never got there. Now they're going to try for a bit more of an open push here with Edward leading charge, the only AK they've got on the Na'Vi side. So be a bit of a miracle if you could somehow secure the round for them. And FNX is playing this angle pretty well, but Edward just a little bit quicker.
Cold is there to spot Zeus, and Cold actually falling back. Well played on his part. Puts a little bit more distance between himself and the man pushing through alley. Now he's worried about more coming through, so he's going to flash his way through. Spots nobody, but he knows that Edward flamie is lurking around here as well. And there's the free kill for flamie. Still man advantage, but Fur is so very low, and Fur is going to get overwhelmed by Guardian, donates himself, and now there's 2 guns picked up here for Na'Vi, 2 M4s, although Taco does spot out Guardian immediately and will take the fight with flamie. No Kevlar there for flamie to be able to take a spray battle with. That aim punch is just going to mean, well, he can't get any shots in if the Luminosity man lands the first bullet, so there's no joy for Na'Vi.
Bit of a silly round for Luminosity, and I think one where they forget that, until someone starts putting down the bomb, they're not under a lot of pressure to try and keep fighting, but they kind of did, which turned around where they could have had like 4 people surviving into just 2 people surviving, and that can come back to bite them. Now we go for like a semi kind of buy up here with Tech 9 and Armor, just evening out the money a little bit on their team, and they should be able to buy an extra round anyway. If they can get like 3 kills in this round, that would be perfect. Because the combined effect of like this round and then the previous one will mean Luminosity's economy is not going to be good. They've got 3 Molotovs as well and a lot of smokes and flashbangs, so we'll see how this is going to work out. I actually love the idea of this push on Na'Vi.
Does he chuck that HE? Yes, he does. Boom! Seized an Edward, nothing they can do, and then they go jumping through. Taco's there to mow down the first man, and he could deny the plant, but Fur is going to do that instead. Just not panning out here for Na'Vi. They're getting pinned to the wall like butterflies. And it's just going to be down to Guardian now, 1v5. Not looking too hot.
Wow, that grenade, I mean, does the spray from Fur that went through the wall and killed somebody? That grenade as well, if you're setting up and you're trying to listen to in-game leader, suddenly all you hear is like the ringing of your ears as someone just threw a grenade in your face.
Right? I mean, it just comes dinking up there too, like boop. And what can you do? You just gotta sit there and take it. Brutal.
That's why we need like grenade skins, so you could have like a little smiley face on that grenade, because it would probably bounce right so that the smiley face turns to them and then explode.
This sounds like an intro video that I know of.
In my mind, you know, it's playing all the time. Fallen, a very aggressive play on his own as well. When he's got a little bit of backup behind him, but it would have been too far away if anything had gone wrong then. That is a slightly insane play to be making, but it works out just fine. So you got to find it a little bit difficult to criticize him for it. Now they're playing a 5 versus 3, and they shouldn't be fighting any longer. This is where they really need to make sure they don't give up too many rifles here. Guardian moving in, missing the shot, and he can't make it back either. Even a flashbang there to follow it up, but Fennec's going to do the job on his own.
And yeah, and Edward is smoked off, so he can't even get through to get the refrag. How frustrating for Na'Vi in such a key round as well. This is the round where they were supposed to do damage. They had full nades, everything they could want, and they can't get anything done. They haven't got a single kill. Yeah, and there's the pause coming in. Call for StarX. He's looking for that timeout. You get one per half, and he's going to call for it right now. Just try and slow things down here, because Luminosity, this is getting a little out of control, Landers. They're starting to get to that comfort zone.
It is, I agree. They seem to be scaling well with the sort of strength of their opponent right now. You know, Navi's definitely a better team than G2, but it seems like Luminosity are playing sort of, you know, better as well.
It might come into it a little bit as well, the fact that Na'Vi are playing on home soil here. There might be a bit of additional pressure on Na'Vi to perform, to really make it through, because this is pretty much like one of the only tournaments in the CIS region that's going to happen this year, and it's huge, right? Imagine Na'Vi on the stage winning here. You know, I'm sure they all thought about it, even though they're trying not to. It's probably in the back of their head saying like, okay, we got to win, we got to win, we got to win. Whereas on Luminosity's side, there's no pressure. You know, they're the underdogs. It's expected that they struggle.
Yeah, definitely, and obviously it was a tactical timeout, as we can see on the Na'Vi side. Now Luminosity, we're watching here, they can talk as much as they want as well, but they're not the ones who have to come up with a different plan here. Things are going quite well for them at the moment on the first half.
What's going on? Why haven't we seen Na'Vi yet?
Maybe we switched to the Na'Vi room and they're just having like a fist fight.
I was about to say, you know, it's just like they can't go to it. You know, Edward's throttling Zeus, a la Richard Lewis. You know, like something's going on over here.
Oh dear, someone throwing a monitor at somebody else. Yeah. That would be a good. That would be like a, almost like what was that, like the Harlem Shake or whatever it's called. that kind of thing going on in there. All right. Well, we've got a double deal and a couple of P250s on the Na'Vi side. Try and see if they could bring it back. I mean, 7-4 is not ridiculously bad for Na'Vi right now. It seems like Luminosity have had a better grip of the game for the last 3 rounds. So Na'Vi, they need to do something to change this.
Yeah, they've had a couple. I mean, you can be right saying, you know, it's a lucky draw, right? In the last one, at least, with the push through and then having Cold there to watch his back for Fallen, right? You know, those sorts of risky plays, if they work against you, you're going to feel frustrated. But instead, it's Luminosity coming out ahead, and they've got excellent economy right now. They have so much money now, especially having survived the last round with everybody alive. It makes a huge difference. They're going to have mass money, and so Na'Vi, that's the additional pressure that's on them now, is just thinking, okay, well, we have to eat this eco, so they're going to get even more money. And are there even any rounds left, you know, to get them to eco? Probably not. So it's just going to be nothing but hard work here for the CIS team in the rest of this first half. And they desperately need more rounds. 11-4 is not going to be good enough. They need to get it up to a minimum of 6. Like a 9-6 would still be all right for Na'Vi.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's a reasonable assessment here. Cold, though, coming into it, he's been getting a couple of kills as well. Be nice for Luminosity if they could put him into play and give him a bit of confidence, maybe. Even if they're just eco-frags, still definitely better than nothing. Edward looking for a good 1D. Got the knife out for a second. Not going to happen, though. And that will be 8-4. So Na'Vi, now is the time to shine here. I mean, look, Cold's up to 9 kills. He's caught up to everybody. That's great.
Back right into it. Look at that. Yeah, so even across the board for Luminosity. Everybody, you know, doing their fair share. 3 of them with 9 kills, 2 of them with 10. Over on Na'Vi's side, though, Zeus, who had a really strong start to the day. I mean, it's Cyberzen, right? So, I mean, Na'Vi just monstrous favorites in that match, but he was looking pretty good. He's only sitting on the 1 frag right now. So he's definitely, he's taking a hit to his game right now, trying to ponder what Na'Vi need to be doing in this first half to finally, crack Luminosity. This streak that Luminosity have got going, it needs to end.
Na'Vi using Guardian as a tool right here to clear all of the corners. They're not going to find Taco, though. He's been playing well with the one-way smokes, but he's been playing really well trying to stay alive. So he did that with G2 as well. He was pretty hard to kill. That in itself is a big quality. Na'Vi wondering, should they try and take that fight?
You can tell. Guardian, at least. A little bit of miscommunication there. And Sandieri getting cancelled out by a smoke immediately, but looks like they just want to play it safe, and what a timing to hit Zeus. Well, I called him out, and the God comes in and strikes down the man. He's going to be able to actually get in through. Na'Vi pushing aggressively, exactly what they need to do. They nearly line up for Edward, not going to stop. Double kill for him, and Zeus with the HE manages to pick up one of his own. So Cold now the last man alive here for Luminosity, but he's definitely going to be pretty much on the other side of the map, waiting to see if he can't just stay alive here with hold on to this AK. Thing is that Na'Vi should have a pretty good idea of where he's playing from. They know his usual spot on the CT side. So they should be able to get out there and hunt him a little bit, even if they don't really have too much money to risk, Na'Vi. They can't really throw away the guns. Still, flamie, does he challenge?
Well, Cold is hiding in an interesting position, and I think he managed to see the knee then, so gets the first kill then. Still has to try and hold on to all of this, and I don't know. Luminosity did really well as well early on in the game against G2, and at some point they sort of let go of it, and they were up 6-1, and then they sort of just gave away the rest of the game. Still ended up winning Train, but it was a bit disappointing for the first half. So they got to make sure that doesn't happen here. Just make sure that this moment of victory is short-lived for the Na'Vi team.
Well, Edward's certainly waking up here. Nicely done from him. Good spray control. Stays alive. And well, now let's go ahead and hop into it. 14th round here. 1 round left in this half. Well, 2 if you count this one, obviously. But Luminosity, pretty much everybody had 10,000 across the board for them. So full buy on their side. No problems at all. They have everything they need. And now this is how they change it up. Fallen, he pushed an alley last time. Now he's going to go straight up into the hallways. And look at how Na'Vi are holding so passively. Right up by Popdog. They are just waiting to see if anybody's going to come and say hello around here.
Well, they're setting up for something down Popdog. Yeah, they're not even focused right now on the stairwell. As they come back around, Fallen's going to be there, and he's got backup from Taco. They're both going to fall back after a successful kill, and this hurts Na'Vi on so many levels. Not only do they lose the player there, but they also suddenly realize, wait a minute, we were just setting up here. Now, part of that has gone away. They know what we're doing, or at least they knew what we were doing, and that's going to play with your head at this point. It's really going to mess with you.
They had that right call, Fallen again. When his team, they start to falter, it's always him seeming to, grab him by the scruff of the neck and show him the way. Gets those frags and manages to actually open things up here. Na'Vi now, they're the ones who are trying to set up. Looks like Guardian, he's going to have a little bit of a tailor-made nade. Heading out in a moment's time. There's still a man waiting over by Ali as well, so flamie, he's going to be playing an important role. He needs to get in here for that lurk backstab. Getting a bit toasty there as well with the Molotov, and he gets spotted, seized. He can't do a damn thing.
And that, what we're seeing here is also Fur trying to use their smokes as one-way smokes for his own sort of advantage. So that's going to be a little bit annoying if you think you've set up a clever smoke and then it has to be used against you. That's some next-level stuff here. Now, 5 versus 3 for the 14th round, and it is not looking good, even with that kill from Guardian. Edward bringing it back at another headshot, and they might actually turn this round back in their favor now. 2-on-2. Bomb going to go down. Big round coming out of Na'Vi right now. If they can actually finish it, Edward landing a 3rd headshot of the round. He seems to be unstoppable, and now coldzera has to try and clutch this one-on-one versus Edward, and you've got to assume Edward has the better position. He's got the AK in hand here. Cold making some noise, and it's a 4th headshot. Edward clutching the round and wrecking Luminosity, and that is huge. That's a huge swing in favor here of the hometown. Well, not quite hometown heroes, but at least the local team.
I'd say so, yeah. What is this? When was the last time we saw Edward go ham like this? He is the one who's really coming through here for Na'Vi. I mean, Guardian got the opening kill, granted, but then... And this, what's going on here with Fallen? Miscommunication? Was FNX just a little bit too slow, saying where he got shot from, where Edward was playing from? Because Fallen just runs in there with a nade in his hand. That was a freebie for Edward.
And it's weird because actually Luminosity has lost quite a few of these, situations where they're favorite, where they have the a 1 or 2 man lead, but usually they lose them because they're a little bit too aggressive. This time they were almost too passive. They allowed Edward to get so far in that he could sort of, you know, get the kills at every which angle. So a little bit of a shame there.
Hoping for somebody to be holding close pop. They make the investment. Na'Vi, 2 HEs down the pipe, and nobody waiting this time. But still, Na'Vi being thorough. Hoping to get lucky. Not going to happen this time, though. And with 1:10 left on this clock, Na'Vi, in the last round of this first half, once again, just hunting. Taco isn't holding close this time, though. Deep smoke, so he kind of wishes he was. That would have worked out nicely. But this is just to sow some confusion in the ranks here. Luminosity, they need to realize that nothing is coming through this smoke, that they aren't going towards the B site Na'Vi, that instead Na'Vi are currently ready to pounce on the A site. And this could go poorly here. Guardian and FNX, they may have a bit of a face-off here in a second.
Got to assume that Guardian is probably going to come out on top of that one with the AWP, but we'll see. He's not the only one out here up on the train, and he got spotted as well. Now they're going to try and do it, and Guardian opening up with a strong shot there. FNX now very much alone in this courtyard, and he does at least trade the frag, but it might not be quite enough here. Cold also dropping a little bit low, but he gets the headshot on flamie, and that brings it back in a 3-on-3. Zeus trying to cover from behind now. Pop dog here, and he runs right into Taco, takes him down. Bomb is about to be planted as well, and Fallen all alone. 1-on-3, and he goes down to Guardian, who picks up a double kill, triple kill for Zeus, who didn't have the biggest impact on this game, but at the end he certainly showed up, and that turns it into quite a good game for Na'Vi on the first half here. That, again, a bit disappointing for Luminosity, as they do seem to build like a good foundation. They just can't build anything on top of it.
Yeah, exactly, right? It's on sand, you know, the water seeps in, all of a sudden everything starts, you know, just falling over, Anders, because again, it's the same exact thing. It's looking good. It's looking like, you know, they get a bit of a streak going in the middle of the half, and you're like, oh, this is where they really just shut Na'Vi out, right? They make their statement. They say, Na'Vi, enough is enough. This is the series that we're going to win. You are doomed. But Na'Vi, no, that's also the mark of a championship team. No matter how far behind you are, you can always get back into that half. You can always, well, you never lost a game of CS until it's over, right? So Na'Vi showing what they're capable of and getting a very solid T side. So now they go on to that CT side, and we have to see if Luminosity, if it's going to be the same thing as against G2, are they going to be able to just walk in here, get that pistol, and get off to the strong start that they need?
Well, obviously going to be a B execute here. Guardian drops one by Ivy, and then running through the fire. flamie, he's going to get the kill, but he goes down afterwards to FNX, and it's going to be a 3-on-4. Good grenade raining in, but still, Edward and Seized are kind of low on health here with that bomb ticking, and the fuse kit on Seized. Got to be careful that doesn't get lost somewhere. Seized goes down, and I have no idea where that kid is right now. Not being picked up by anyone yet. It's all on Fallen, though. Now 1-on-3. He's got to buy a lot of time here, and he gets caught. Zeus apparently bunny jumping through the smoke, and they're going to get the round.
Zeus warming up, that's for sure. And yeah, there's going to be some frustration here for Luminosity. They don't get the strong start. They don't get the pistol. They get the bomb plant. So they have an option here. They have an option to either go full YOLO, go for the force buy here, Tech 9's armor, full nades, and just try and go ham with some kind of execute, or, you know, they bite their tongues and they say, okay, well, we got the bomb plant and the pistol. We'll just go ahead and eat it around a Vico here. Maybe we can get a second bomb plant. It's been a while, though, since we've seen that, right? Teams that are willing to risk it all on a second round buy. Full rifles, though, from Na'Vi, so they weren't even messing around. Had Na'Vi gone for it, or had rather Luminosity gone for the force, Na'Vi would have been prepared for that. Not a single SMG picked up on their side.
They do have 2 smokes, and one of them is setting up in brown holes, and the other one was setting up outside of the T spawn, which suggests to me that they would try and just like put the bomb down in A, basically, use those smokes. Not really been put into play yet, but I don't see why not at this point. Fallen, where is he going? Well, no smokes yet. Could be, you could smoke B as well if you wanted to, but either way, I think those smokes are just meant to get the bomb down somewhere.
Good info gained here by Taco, though. Spotting out 2 players in alley. He goes down eventually, but he got the info for his team. So they know where 2 players are going on. There might be a third one here on A. That would be the likely bet. And now they have to see if they can't find a pick over here on the B site. Smoke 1 has gone out. Smoke 2 soon to follow, and it does go deep as well. And Luminosity, they will commit to the lower site. Now the question is, can they get rid of flamie? And it just doesn't look possible. He obliterates them as they try and get onto that site. No luck at all there for Luminosity, and no bonus money. So they're going to have to make do with what they've got. And none of them are breaking 4K. Are you kidding me? No, FNX just barely, but it's not making a huge difference. Well, somebody's going to have to take the hit and go Galil, and yeah, okay, there we go. Fallen takes a hit for the team, and Cold does as well, just to get some nades.
9-8 at the moment. This has turned into a very close game. Nobody's in a position to just completely run away with it, but obviously a one-round lead for Na'Vi. You see if they can extend it. Continue to play this well on the CT side as well. We'll see. flamie with an early grenade in. He doesn't even make it off the train. Taco takes him out mid-air, but a nice shot from Seized here for Masters. AK shouldn't be a good fight, but it is anyway. Great flashbang comes through, but Fur, he's still a bit too quick, turns around, gets a shot on Seized, and now going to try and fall back. They have a man advantage. They're going to get that bomb down. Well, it already is down, sorry, and Fur picking up a second kill here. Very, very solid defense coming out of LG once the bomb is down.
Yeah, Fur with some very clever play. They still have that man advantage, and there's the double peek. Fur looking to get his third kill. And he just might get it here. Boom. Third, but then Zeus is in with the flank. Cold is there to save the day, though. And that bomb ticking down really forced Na'Vi to try and make something happen. And it just didn't pan out in the end. So, and you got to give it to Taco. You know, the thing is, you know, it's Taco. He's supposed to be the first man in. He's got to hit that headshot that's going to open the site. And he did a beautiful job catching flamie out there on top of the train. That pretty much spurred his team onward to just, you know, get into that round, take that fight, and win it.
Yeah, because that can slow them down so much if they suddenly have to wait around for it. What we're seeing here is like the classic A execute, it seems. So the wall of smoke's coming in. They've got the bomb here as well, and yeah, they're gonna fake it. In fact, ooh, really cool stuff.
Straight fake. Taco messes up his smoke though. That's not gonna help. And so now they're actually vulnerable here, but there are not many nades to work with on Na'Vi's side. They can't make their jobs any easier. Instead, they're going for the full FAMAS buy. Just, they have a single smoke left, and that's on Guardian. Granted, he has his AWP, but there's no retake possible here. Na'Vi, they know this. They're already backing off. What a quick play from Luminosity to change up the pace. Straight fake and a straight rush onto the B site. Na'Vi just got so, I mean, they just got overwhelmed. Oh, that's awkward.
A little bit. But I mean, at this point, it doesn't matter. This is Luminosity taking the round lead, and you're right, it was very, very quick. No hesitation at all. And then, yeah, Taco just getting caught off guard even a little bit here. So all it took. It's the sort of play you can't do it too often. But I think the range of smokes, or sort of the amount of fakes you can do on this map, has been sort of heavily underutilized. Because of Pop Dog. Pop Dog is like the sort of the main connection point of this whole map. Because you can so easily change your mind and just say, oh, wait a minute, let's go A instead, you know? And you're right down there again. So I think that needs to be done more. And especially because we got the ceiling windows where Fur was throwing that cool grenade from Taco when they were on the CT side. That you can throw grenades on the T side there as well. And yeah, I think it's definitely possible to do a lot more from those positions. Guardian, not going to be quick enough. Fallen actually winning the fight. And that's not good news.
No, especially because, again, Na'Vi forced in this round. They've spent everything they've got. And Fur is going to take out Edward from Pop Dog. So just like that, they're up 2 players. Now Luminosity, can they keep control of this? We saw that they struggled a little bit in the first half with just this kind of situation. They cannot allow Na'Vi to come back into this at all. flamie's got that AWP. Zeus with the AK. Seized waiting right here on the edge of the smoke. He's just going to go charging through, but they realize it just in the nick of time. Fur's going to get the spray down. Zeus is there to take out FNX, but that was all the way on the other side of the map. So not a huge impact here for Zeus or for Na'Vi going into this retake.
No, definitely not. And they should obviously try and save whatever rifles they have here. That is the priority. Zeus going to pick up a kill on Cold, and we're going to extend the lead here to 11-9, Semler. So the Brazilians, they did pick this map up. There was some doubt on the panel and a discussion as to whether or not if they could have had the pick between Train and Inferno, if they would have still gone for it, if they would have tried to pick Inferno against Na'Vi. Who knows? Either way, it seems like a reasonable choice at the point in time.
They should be able to save the AWP. We need to see that for LG. Take down the scoreboard, please. Take down the scoreboard. Yeah, okay, they got it. So they just saved the AWP there towards the end, the Luminosity. I mean, because Fallen, I mean, that is also something we noticed versus G2, that Fallen likes to hunt alone. But then I'm just thinking, like, man, you know, if you're hunting alone, you don't have the money to rebuy an op, should you really be out on your own, Fallen? You know, so far away from your teammates who can go and pick it up at the end of the round. Luckily, this time, they're just close enough. So they are able to save the expensive rifle here for Fallen.
To hunt alone, it feels like we need, like, some David Attenborough, you know, commentary.
In the high grass.
The lone Brazilian in the field. That kind of thing, yeah. Why not?
You got the British accent, man. You're the one who's got to pull it off here.
I already did too much. Trying to impersonate Sir Attenborough's it's a crime, isn't it? Can't do that. Guardian, though, is going to be going down. Once again, he's the first man out of the round, and you know that he can get a little bit tilted when that starts happening, which can go both ways. Either he goes really mad.
What?
And what is this? Edward.
What was that? And then, like, the way that he looked out as if he was surprised. Wait, why is it so hot? It's a little hot in here, man.
Isn't that that's like a kid's game, isn't it?
I'm on fire.
The floor is made of lava, and apparently Edward just had no idea how to play that. He was like, am I not? Oh, I guess I'm not supposed to walk on that. Seized ends up going down as well, and nobody from Luminosity has died. flamie, the only one left here, and obviously winning the round is not really an option. Gonna have to try and save the rifle, maybe do some economic damage, and Luminosity gonna extend their lead to 12 rounds versus the 9 of Na'Vi. This is, yeah, this is where Na'Vi get to be, I don't know. I think, yeah, they're definitely a team that could tilt. I want to see the Guardians, like, I want to see the kind of response from Guardian here that says, okay, if we're playing that game, then I'm going to go ham, and not the one where he sort of says, you know, I don't know what to do anymore, and I'm done with you guys. You're all screwing it up for me.
See, Guardian in true Guardian fashion, though, you know, you think maybe he's going to save, get Kevlar, AWP, you know, guarantee at least that much, right? And some nades and everything. Guardian's just like, nah, brah. Guardian, I'm going to get a deagle. Juan is my best friend. That's how Guardian goes ham. He just goes out there and takes the fight. And, well, it's not going so well for his teammates, but Guardian is still in one piece. Let's see. Nobody at Alley to greet him. Let's see if he can actually find a kill eventually. Seas does get a headshot onto FNX and all, blah, 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 you know. All that build-up out in Anders, all that hype for nothing.
Well, you know, in the Danish... Oh, wow. Double AWP auto sniper.
Hey-o.
I don't consider this a very healthy sign. In the Danish scene, there's such a thing as the tilt AWP, where people get so mad that they'll just randomly buy an AWP because, you know, that's like, you know, whatever.
So how mad are Na'Vi right now? Double op and Scar 20?
That's what I'm thinking, you know, it could definitely be a bad sign here. Or it could be... I will too.
And then flamie was just
sniper.
like, you know what's better than AWP? A Scar 20.
Yeah. That doesn't mean it can't work. I mean,
you know what's better than 2 ops and a Scar 20, Anders?
3.
3 ops.
Yeah, mathematically accurate.
Superior. And they don't even get a single kill, Luminosity. That's going to be a frustrating round. Now, do they hold on to all of the ops? That's the real question. You know, do they, or were they just trolling?
I think they should at this point.
I wish that they had the money to go for 5 ops. You know, just go full ham. You know, why not? You've gone this far.
They do for tactical. Yeah, tactical timeout.
Interesting, Na'Vi.
Oh wait.
Ah, well, that's
timeout.
tech. That's a tech.
I guess TTC could be like anything. Technical time. I don't know.
Tender touching care.
What? I'm not even.
How's
I'm not even.
Thunderous Calamity? No. You'd have to have like the total Thunderous Calamity. Terrible. Okay, never mind.
I'm officially lost. You haven't, but you can come and say hi, knife if we've got someone crashed in the game, so
we got time, bro.
Oh, like for a hug and everything. Where's the life? Don't worry about that.
How you doing, bro? You good? You look so suave, bro. Do you like the new year? You had a good new year?
Yeah, it was good.
It's good new year.
I was actually just walking in here to use your bathroom.
Do you have do you have all your fingers?
Yeah.
All right.
Why?
Oh, it's New Year's. People get exploded.
Get exploded. Okay, I thought it was either like 2 things. Either he owed the mob money, or all of a sudden we never knew that Fifth was a Yakuza.
I like how I asked that question. If your friend actually looks at his hands, like, I'm not. Oh yeah, I do have all my fingers. That's right. Brilliant. Okay, they let go of one of the AWPs. They got the 2 AKs in play. The scoreline is 13-10. We've got everybody back on the server. Guardian playing a bit aggressively here. Now he's trapped behind this weird electric box. He puts up a smoke and is returned on with a grenade. A little bit of spray through there. Things are getting a bit heavy for Guardian, but he somehow survives. Cease picks up a kill on Cold. He almost died for it right afterwards, but he survives as well. And all things considered, is a decent start for Na'Vi.
Yeah, and all of Fifth's fingers survived too. So all things, you know, just surviving right now, apart from Cold. They decided to warm it up, Na'Vi. And well, Guardian, he's got that passive hold, the shoulder peek attempt coming in here from Taco. Not going to work. Instead, it's a 2-for-1 shot. Guardian nearly taking out FNX as well. It's just falling apart here for Luminosity in this round. And can he get the pre-fire shot? No, he can't. FNX, just nothing going their way, Anders. Luminosity finally Fallen. Again, of course it's Fallen. And it's Fallen who nearly gets a double kill.
Yeah, very, very nice shot there. Even the second one, but couldn't quite get the kill. He's so fast, though, dropping Edward as well. Who can stop him at this point? Fallen looking to see if he can make it a triple and bring his team back in this round. The Guardian playing on the bomb site now, but that smoke is going to block him off. Still got 40 seconds left on the clock here, and they're going to try and see if they can hit this bomb site and actually get the bomb down. But everybody from the Na'Vi side is turned up, including this auto sniper FNX, though. He's going to win the fight, and flamie is out of it. So now Seized and Guardian are left here. 25 seconds. They can't even really rotate back to be easily. They're going to be out of time. Fur gets the kill on Guardian. It's a 2-for-1 again. Seized going to pick up the kill, and now it's FNX alone. 1-on-2 and Seized. He's going to try and look for it. Oh, and FNX, he gets the shot home. It was a 1-on-1, sorry, and that is going to be it. Looked like the AWPs had it that round. One for two shots in one round.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to think. Like, I'm trying to remember, have we had that in a pro match before? Two 2-for-1 shots? And of course it's Fallen to bring his team back into the round. Of course, like, every series, it always seems like, oh man, this is crunch time Luminosity. Oh no, they're getting behind in the round. He has his moment where he just shows up and just brings his team back into it. 2 kills that open up the A site. And from there on out, Luminosity, they win a huge round. And look at this, Na'Vi. They're broken. They've got rifles, but they have no nades. So the job here is so difficult now for Na'Vi. They don't have the fancy AWPs either. Guardian, luckily, could afford one. But they have so little to work with here, Na'Vi. All Luminosity have to do is just keep the pressure up on Na'Vi. And they're going to start figuring out pretty soon here. Wait a second. They don't actually have anything.
Well, a bit of an exchange over at Ivy, but nobody really taking too much damage. And Luminosity now just 2 rounds away from winning the map that they picked, which I guess would be reasonable, but definitely not a sure thing here playing against Na'Vi. Zeus right on the edge. He's going to go for the quick peek there. Dancing back and forth a little bit, and for some reason LG deciding to think better of it. Got the bomb over here. I'm wondering what triggered this.
25 seconds. Nobody holding close, though, so nobody would have heard that step. This is all on positioning now for Na'Vi. They need to be able to support each other, trade frag, and while flamie gets in once again, he could have the perfect spot here. Cold, look at the patience. He picks up the first one, gets the second as well. flamie turning it around. He gets the triple kill, shuts him down, and now it's all going to be on him to get the quad. And does he get the ace? It's a 1v3, just like that. It's all about positioning, and flamie with the ace. Right back in your face, Luminosity. Na'Vi, they bring it right back. What a beautiful round from flamie.
Yeah, that's certainly a way to get your name on the board there. That was huge, obviously. And that's the kind of momentum swing that you need. Like, once somebody on your team does this, you start to feel real good about yourself. So, we'll see. 11-14. Luminosity, I don't think they had the money. I think they're going to Tech9 something like that in this round. So
it couldn't have gone better for him. Seized baits the first shot, and they just don't think to look to the left. And wow, Seized. He's going ham right now.
It's a Brazilian shooting gallery over at the B-bomb site right now, and LG just Taco left. Not going to take anybody with him. That's going to close the gap into 12-14. It's getting increasingly more scary. I think that means tactical timeout here for Luminosity to try and see if they can come up with a way of breaking them.
I like this, though, from Luminosity. They didn't wait until before the eco round. They're taking their time. They're going to be going over the talk right now, and then they're going to be able to go into the buy right off the bat. No, like, round where they get beaten up with pistols, and they have a moment to hesitate over what they talked about and decided in the tech timeout. Instead, it's Fallen doing a lot of the talking, as it usually is. But what I like about this is that Zeus always seems to be a part of the conversation as well. Fallen does a lot of the talking, but Zeus is always there to give his input. And so between the two of these guys, basically the coach and the in-game leader, they always seem to come up with a good solution, Luminosity.
Well, you gotta wonder what it is. They shown the really cool fake that goes into the bomb site. I mean, it's possible to do a double fake for that one, where you put the smokes down, you wait, and the sort of the act of waiting makes the CTs on the A bomb site think, wait a minute, they did this once. They're probably running B right now. So then they start falling out, and then you push just a little bit later. So there's a lot of mind games that can be thrown out like that. And Luminosity, we've already seen that they're very, very good at that stuff. I kind of like to see something like that, just because they've already done the one fake. So it has to be in the back of Na'Vi's mind somewhere. Maybe try and do it again. But with the double fake.
With the double. And
Triple.
Triple, yeah. You know, just keep going, you know. Just keep going, Anders.
Back and forth so many times, you don't even know how you're faking
so that
it.
That was a hard reset. That was a hard eco from Lumi.
From Lumi?
Luminosity. Not Lumi, the Dota commentator. He's here, though. I got to see Lumi.
He is here.
But used to hang out at the good studio a lot. But
Zeus shutting them down on Ivy and Edward chiming in. But I mean, I don't think this is the round that's been talked too much about from LG's side. This is more like, let's see if we can't get some entries and see if it works. It didn't. Now they've got the rifles. Now they've got to make up their minds. And it's 14-13. And again, I'm praying Sumler.
Double up again as well for Na'Vi.
No auto sniper though.
No auto sniper. You're right. But then flamie with the auto sniper, he never really gets too much out of it, it seems. Never had those really big rounds just like flamie mows down 3. No. He actually kind of just like sits around and doesn't really accomplish much with it. I'd much rather see him with the rifle. You know, picks up an M4, gets an ace. That works out just fine. Fallen as well, taking out Guardian to start, and he's in deep. Fur is here as well. So Fallen going to be holding that line, and now they just want to try to eliminate Fur. They know somebody's holding close right now, and Zeus is setting up for it. Can he get in here and take that fight? Instead, it's FNX to clear out flamie, and now Zeus has got to worry about his flank.
Well, Edward's pushing in very aggressively as well, but Zeus is going down. This is not looking good for Na'Vi, and they can't afford to lose this round. Edward going to pick up Fallen now. It's a 2-on-3. The only thing is Edward is controlling the bomb right here, but he goes down to cold and seized. Well, he's had some good shots with this AWP, but this has got to be some next-level stuff. He comes out of Pop Dog, and they're already watching for him. First sees the gun barrel and seized. Now he's trapped in a terrible corner here. Grenade rains in as well. He's down to half HP, and Fur will finish him, and that's going to be the round. 15-13. It's map point favoring the Brazilian side right now, and they just need one more round here. And the money for Na'Vi, I think they've got some, but keep buying those double orbs and everything. Got to be careful.
It's so good of them as well. I mean, that focus on A main, Luminosity, they really played it well. Pushing out from alley, getting that backstab. FNX really chose his moment to pounce, especially after Fallen. You know, he opens it up initially. And now what's the setup here for Luminosity? Again, it does look like they want to set up some initial smokes going onto that A site. Na'Vi have all the money. They do have quite a bit, so they are actually able to get quite a few nades to work with here, more than I was expecting.
And the double AWP also sniper play, so they go back to that. Edward close to Electric. Guardian picking up the kill. What a great angle from Edward. It's very hard to predict. flamie getting one, Guardian with another one, and now Cold alone in a 1-on-3 here. They've got to be careful right now. This could easily end in overtime if Na'Vi just get a little bit more here. Cold looking for the shot. Not going to happen. Guardian with a triple kill, and he comes back to life, making it 14-15. And we go the full distance here on Train, which is only the first and the best of 3. 30th round coming up.
This is awkward. Because look at the buy that Luminosity have to go for now to get this first map underway. Or to claim this first map, rather. Triple Tech 9, couple of rifles, no AWP for Fallen. So he's going to have to do it the hard way here.
Again, I say double fake it. To hell with it.
Just go for the straight up. I mean, right now they're setting up for the one round that was successful not too long ago. You're right. Let's say Taco gets his head taken off by Edward, and that is going to get nasty here as FNX crosses out into the open. Guardian is there to greet him. And a 2-man advantage just like that for Na'Vi, nearly a third. Although Guardian, he's going to go ahead and drop the bomb carrier, so make it 3.
Well, all on Cold, 1-on-2, he gets a kill. He's actually got the triple, looking for one last headshot. Up on the Train, he's got the advantage. Zeus missing all of these shots, pistols out again. There's plenty of time, but Zeus is hunting him. He makes it around the corner. Cold looking for the shot. He's going to get that quad kill. And Luminosity, they're going to take it. And look at that reaction. They're so ready for it. What a match.
Man, I don't even know. What did we just see? If ever there was a time for a replay, can we get it now? Like,
wow.
We need a replay of that, please. Because it just seemed like, okay, this is it. Overtime, Guardian shuts them down. 3 guys down, and then Cold all of a sudden just annihilates Na'Vi.
I mean, you got to appreciate this as well.
We don't have the replay, unfortunately.
About 6 rounds into this map, coldzera's had 0 kills, which was very, very close to what he was doing when they were playing G2 on this map. Wasn't a good map for him. He never came into play against G2 on Train. He had to wait a whole map for that to happen. He ends up, quad killing and I think almost top fragging on the team.
In the 30th round as well. Like ridiculous. The difference between overtime
And flamie, who had an ace of his own over at that B bomb side at one point, right? So close. 16-14 victory for the Brazilian side. Wow, this has just turned this best of 3 into a very, very interesting game.
I think Navi right now are just shell-shocked. Like, look at them. They don't even know what's going on. Like, what happened? That was so fast. The pressure from Cold, he just exerted it on Navi. They cracked. I mean, for him to go to the M4 and turn around and be like, ah, Zeus, you got a P2K? I got an M4. Oh, man.
So ready, man. That was
so sick.
That was a very, very good way to end that game. But we've got more coming up. Obviously, Mirage just the second map. Before we get there, though, we're going to have the commercial break. Then we're going to have the analyst desk break it down. So we'll be right back.
E-Gaming Bets. We accept bets on computer games online since 2011. Referral system for regular users and the first deposit bonus. Gaming devices store and the best choice of payment systems. Dota 2 and Hearthstone. Counter-Strike and StarCraft, World of Tanks, and League of Legends. EGB.com. You know for sure who's going to win.
Do you have extra CSGO skins? Do you want to win really cool things? Visit CSGOFast.com. Place your bets and win really cool skins. CSGOFast.com. Check your fortune.
There was a time last year when I thought TSM and VP was my favorite rivalry that was growing in esports. Forget that. The last 4 months, this is it. This series has been incredible. I was about to come back to the desk and talk about flamie's ace at a perfect time to break the economy and take this to overtime, and then we see Cold pull off that, or rather Zeus whiff, depending on how you looked at it.
A bit of both. I mean, obviously Cold had to get the kills in the first place, and he did come on strong at the end of the game, but Zeus definitely like gift wrapped the package and then handed it to him at the end there. Because, I mean, it's funny because when you watch the dynamic of Na'Vi, famously when Zeus was the in-game leader, he used to rage so hard at teammates for doing like stupid moves, peeking too early. He completely blew that scenario at the end there. That was largely his fault that they didn't get to overtime on that last kill there.
I don't think we can put all the blame on Zeus, though.
No, 100%.
It's like a 1-on-4.
The 1-on-1
almost,
he messed up, but yeah, you're right. It started as a 1-on-4.
I mean, the whiff, I think that when Cold got the third kill, it was in such a great position that Zeus didn't even see him, right? So like he was like not even a part of that whole scenario until the end, where it was like a 1-on-1 and he just whiffed the whole spray, right? So I think like the blame is obviously partial, but the third guy as well there should either. I understand the situation where Cold is shooting at one guy, you want to jump in, you want to kill him in the back, right? Obviously failed completely. I don't know who the third guy was, but I think most of the blame there should be on him as well. Great job by Cold. It was looking to be an overtime. But yeah, instead you have Luminosity picking up the first map.
Second time they've beat them on Train now as well. That brings the map score with the new roster specifically to 4-2 and 8-2 overall if you're counting the entire time they've played each other in best of threes. Yanko, you said Train was actually the one that they managed to pick up, and that might be a confidence factor for them on bringing it back into this series.
Well, definitely. I was pretty impressed by some of the stuff Luminosity did, especially on their city side. You can see in a number of gun rounds, they would do something like they would push alley one round with two guys, get a pick there. Other round, Fallen would push with the AWP in B apps with Taco behind him, get a entry kill there. One round they did something really cool, which I haven't seen before. Taco would push B. He would throw a Molotov first so that the T's couldn't rush, you know, and take control of B holes early. And I don't know who threw the smokes. They threw a smoke for him through Z connector, I think, from City that landed at the bottom of the stairs where you go from ladder towards the B holes. Yep. So he could get into a really good spot there and hold it all by himself. So he still has another smoke left for him for that, which buys him like 30 seconds, you know, where he can stay alone at B and buy time for his team. So it was a real close game. Navi, of course, excellent on train. You can see how they grinded out those rounds in a typical Navi fashion. And in the end, as we all predicted, it was a real close game. And these clutches, like we saw in the end, were what determined the winner of the game ultimately.
And we talked a little bit about who was going to be the man to essentially man up and go against Flamie. Fur actually was running into the bomb sites the most aggressively at times. I was impressed with his performance just in terms of, again, overall fragging potential. Here he is here. We see it on screen. 19 kills overall, but a lot of those were impact kills and early on. He only got listed as 2 entry kills, but his impact kills and trade kills, I think, were a little bit beyond that even.
I mean, the props goes to Fallen as well on their T side. Again and again, you saw Fallen just taking out Guardian, and I really want to see the entry stat there on this map, but I'm fairly sure that Fallen is the guy with the most entries throughout this first map. Just on point overall.
There you go.
Oh,
This is 16.
70 entry. I mean, okay, Guardian. I
think this is that's.
I think this overall throughout the
well,
league,
this
right?
that's the maps. I assume the online season would be included into that as well. The 16-8.
Oh, here we go.
But
Actually, Guardian and Fallen 6 each.
But in op duels, probably. I mean, it seemed like watching the game that Fallen had bigger impact, at least to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same for me. The reason why, I mean, Navi with 7 rounds on their T side and then going back, and it looked like Luminosity just had it in the bag with their T side, and Fallen just again and again just picking out Guardian.
Well,
Guardian is, again, Navi's best player, right? And then getting him, the first guy in, leaving in a 5-on-4 situation, you're bound to win the series.
I think Yanko, the reason it seemed like it was exactly the storyline you just touched on, was that first off we said they'd had problems losing the first pick to Guardian. Obviously Fallen answered. We knew that was going to be a battle we didn't favor him in. So for that alone, and what you mentioned with Navi not being good with the man advantage or the power play, and Luminosity being good with it, I mean the fact that Fallen's even close to Guardian, just that kind of actually favors Luminosity in a big way.
One thing I wasn't a fan of is as Navi started to get back, they started to get control of the game towards the end, even though it initially looked like it was out of control. They just started going heavily towards rifle AWPs at that point in time. Like C's had almost no impact with the AWP except for the save round he tried to win. And then Flamie, I even made the joke when it was on the last round and you thought, right, Navi's got the buy here to be able to get the win. I said, well, they're going to give him a chance to lose it by buying the auto sniper, and in the end he had no impact on the round. So it's an example of where you had these fantastic rifle players like C's and he's not using the rifle and he didn't have an impact on the game. And basically it was only Flamie going crazy that got them back into that game. So the fragging of Navi was good. It was good enough that it could have won them the map even or got them to overtime. But yeah, the most impressive thing for me was just the sheer number of tactics that Luminosity had on T side. Because remember, the old lineup wasn't a trained team. And just to have that much variety and to be able to make calls where it's not like something was working and you just went back to it. You'd come up with something completely new 2 rounds later that they couldn't expect. So very impressive in terms of how deep the playbook seems to go on these maps.
Yeah, and
now, sorry, go ahead.
And we talked about how probably in this matchup who wins it, the individual performance of the player is going to determine it. And Flamie, up until that ace round, he was underperforming by a huge margin for Navi. Guardian was okayish. I mean, looking at the stats, Edwards seemed to be the one who played the best. Going to the Luminosity team, also cold with that last round, and I think it was a 4K in the end. He wasn't also going ham, you know. It was a team effort more or less for both sides.
It felt like actually, yeah, that's the key thing. That no one played. Even though the scores at the end looked like some people had some good scores, no one was like a beast throughout the whole game.
And no one was like in a huge slump.
Both teams were grinding it out. It was like kills were spread across the board.
To be fair, though, the fact that Cold didn't show up until late, obviously he's going to be remembered for that play, and everyone's going to remember him for that specifically in this. But the fact that Fur led the way, because that's been kind of the switch with this team, is that when Cold's hot, Fur's been the one that's kind of overlooked. A lot of people were miffed, by the way, in the fact that neither of those players, obviously Cold only played kind of half the year, and Fallen as well, weren't mentioned in the HLTV top 10. Obviously we're in the top 10. We don't expect to see them now on it. How good do we think Cold can really be with a full season under his belt?
The thing is that it's tournaments like this that are going to help me decide that, because the thing is he's only still played maybe 3 or 4 that were proper international tournaments, and you do notice the stats aren't as crazy at those ones in general. He has padded his stats a lot by going absolutely ham at the NA tourneys. Obviously Brazilian tournaments are going to be very easy. Here's the thing. I don't think he's going to become like a top 5 player in the world. I think his thing's more like consistency. That's what I find impressive. He'll be the guy who can get to 20 frags a lot. I don't think he's going to be the guy who's going to take over whole games and just dominate. So for me, very impressive that you can be consistent against him in that competition. For me, I think if he does well and keeps on this track, he'll just be like a solid top 10 player. I think that's a good position to be in. And at this point, it's not like the old Luminosity where Fur had to carry every game. They don't need him to be like a total beast. They just have to be very good, and then he's got help around him.
I agree with that, but I feel if Luminosity manages to become a top 4 team, let's say, in the world, I feel that Cold, with his level of performance, can probably become a top 5 player even if they manage to improve as a team as well. Yep.
Yeah.
The problem is when you say a top 5 player, you have to take players out of there. So that means you're kicking out a device, or snacks. Device apparently doesn't exist anyway.
Deve.
Mo, sorry. Deve, snacks. You have to kick out some pretty amazing players who continually show us how good they are. So top 5 is pretty hard for anyone to crack.
No, and on top of that, you have to have top 3 placements throughout the year to even get
let's
to
remember,
that.
Let's remember, achievements and accomplishments seem to dictate quite a bit in those particular
I'm not as big a
rankings.
fan of that myself, but I understand. I agree you have to have some accomplishments. It's very rare that someone can be like an absolute god and have none. But I think sometimes people go a bit too far with that. Like, for example, when you're talking about top X lists, I get a bit annoyed when, like, the team who wins everything, like, their 4th best players getting in the top 20 and stuff. I think you're going a bit too far there, because that almost implies that the best team is just the one that has all the best players, whereas I don't know what you guys think about Counter-Strike as a game, but the beauty of Counter-Strike to me is the team play of how you work with each other, the tactics, how you get the most out of a guy. It's not just about I have the best aimers on my team, and that's why I win the tournaments. I think that's kind of a naive view of Counter-Strike to me.
Mind you, the new Fnatic roster might beg to differ the way that they've been playing as of late. We see them tomorrow. Moving forward, we do go on to Mirage now. This was the map we were introduced to the Brazilians on. We know they've got potential on it, but it's also one of, if not the best Na'Vi map, and I think this is going to be a brawl. Storyline first and foremost, do we think Fallen can continue to op against Guardian on a map like Mirage?
If we do, then I kind of feel like Guardian's got something wrong with him at the moment in this tournament, because you think about the level he was on at Cluj and then IEM San Jose, he actually probably was the best player in the world for that short span of time before Olaf picked it up again. So it would be a bit underwhelming to me if he goes up against Luminosity and he just has a so-so performance over 2 maps in a row. So I would hope things reset, Guardian comes back. It's obviously a classic map for him. He comes back, he has a great performance, and we get to see a 3rd map.
Well, that was the whole thing, right? We were discussing it before, even before training, that Luminosity can actually take a map off of Na'Vi, but at the end of the day, I do see it to 3 maps. What's going on?
Cameras on me for some reason in the outside. They
Oh,
think that I'm
because-
Flaren, actually. I should have kept moving my left.
Yeah, okay, let's try it now.
Hey, you would have sounded smart for the first time in your life.
Oh, wow.
Give it a try.
Yeah, sure. Can we do that? Hey,
He's
keep
jealous,
talking.
isn't he?
Keep talking for
Okay.
Flame. Bring that camera back over.
Keep going.
I think I was done with my I'm fairly sure. No, as I was saying,
let's
like,
just let's get into the mechanics a little bit of Mirage and how these two teams play it and their play styles.
Oh, I have something to say.
Camera on to me, please.
We'll try this again. No, but I think that this is a very good map for Na'Vi. Yeah, sure, Luminosity, they can play it, but Na'Vi has proven again and again that they're one of the best teams on this map. And if Guardian, he doesn't even have to show up completely. He can show up like 70%, and they still manage to win on this map. So will be fun to see, though, if Luminosity actually took the time off now. I mean, this is the first tournament. Sure, they went to the Brazilian one. I don't really see that as a tournament. I think that's like more of a death match. You just get your aim.
Duncan kind of skewed what I was saying. All I meant is that they're hot, as in they're warmed up. They were coming off a tournament. Not that it was a big deal. All right, I appreciate it. But
And it's warmer in Brazil as well.
it is a little warmer in Brazil.
See, he saved your analysis there. Yanko gave you some background,
bro.
gave you some
Thanks, bro.
context.
It's my Serbian gangster brother, whatever they call each other down. Mob bros? That thing? No?
Is that
See?
a thing?
It's
Is this
apparently
banter? Is this anything?
It's nothing.
So
Absolutely nothing.
about sounding smart, guys.
So, we apologize for Matt.
You don't have to. It's
mean-
just comes naturally that everyone expects. Everyone's mutually sorry. You don't need to do it for anyone.
Yeah. You're making me sad that your mom and dad kissed. There we go.
I thought you were going to put in like a pun there. It's like, we want Richard Lewis.
Okay.
Well,
he
I
wouldn't
mean-
choke like Sadikist.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
he'd
true.
choke Sadikist.
Yeah.
There we go.
It's fine. It's fine. You know,
Get a load of this
do you
guy.
guys have anything relevant to say right now?
I started off. Then
I know.
you
I was
guys
waiting for
went
Yanko to
on.
come back in.
Okay.
Apparently.
Yanko can talk now.
Well, okay, I'll give you something relevant. So while the game was going on, when Na'Vi got to like 40, when Luminosity were like 14-10, Sadikis was going, yeah, of course, I'm actually thinking of changing my prediction. I'm gonna go, and he goes, no,
It's gonna be a 2-0
wait,
now, guys.
wait.
It's gonna be a
He
2-0.
goes, I'm going to go 2-0 Luminosity. And then when it got so that Na'Vi was going to get to OT, he goes,
Dude,
actually, we
if
won't
if
say.
we
He goes, we
quoted
won't
you-
say that live on air now. I think I'll go back to the original prediction.
If
So
we quoted you every time someone gets the first pick, that's it. Game's over. Game's over.
I'm
Every
just
time.
saying. I'm just saying.
No, I feel
Yanko, bail me out again here.
even if we go way back when they were still kids stars and it was some NA event, one of the first breakout wins for this Brazilian team was actually they beat Fnatic on Mirage, and everyone was so
I was actually ESL, ESEA, ESL
yeah.
Pro League
Yeah.
Season 1
Oh, it was
finals.
Cloud9 at X Games that they also beat them on. When the first time we saw Kaboom.
I think it was even before that against Fnatic at some tournament because I remember everyone
think?
was. It was even before
It's
Katowice.
ClutchCon.
Yeah.
think
was
Yeah, it
it's
would have
something
been.
like that.
Yeah, it would have been right after, the
It
week
was
after.
think that was
because they were, people were so impressed by their T side play because they won a lot of rounds on their T side against Fnatic, something around 10 rounds, and it was that Fnatic era, especially when they were crazy on CT side on every map. So. And even after that, people just banned Mirage against them every time. So they're also a really good team on Mirage. Of course, Na'Vi is one of the, it's a domestic map for them, basically. So I'm still going to stick with, individual performances. I mentioned that Fallen was the one underperforming in Cluj, especially against Na'Vi in that series. He showed up on Train. And if he can keep that up, Luminosity might take this 2-0.
He seems like the factor in this series is simply the fact that it gives them an option of shutting down Guardian. If Fallen can take that task, the rest of it plays itself out.
And one more thing, I gave a few examples of their city side play on Train. If they do that again on Mirage, you asked us about how do you counter Navi's playstyle on Mirage, and that's the way. And if they manage to do it, then they are in a real good spot on Mirage as well.
Mm-hmm. Keep in mind that wall of smoke strategy, by the way, that we saw from Luminosity against Cloud9 at X Games was a Na'Vi. Everyone called it the Titan smokes that weekend for some reason, but it was actually Na'Vi that did it first. So that was the first sort of mirror image that we saw of their playstyles being quite similar.
One thing I don't see happening in this map, though, is I don't see Na'Vi being, for most of the game, as underwhelming in terms of fragging. Like, it's very rare you'll see the whole team across the board. No one's going off. No one's having crazy kills. That's very rare for the Na'Vi guys.
All right. Well, do you guys want any thoughts? Do you want to change predictions? Where are we sitting with this particular map?
I still see Na'Vi winning this map.
Yeah, I think Na'Vi wins this.
I thought Na'Vi was going to win Train and Overpass, so I'm going to say Luminosity is going to win Mirage as well.
Well, I said 2-1, so I got to stick with it because apparently you're going to call me out every time I don't. Either way, we're going to send it back over. This time, I think we are going straight to the casters. There might be a commercial. I don't know, but Anders and Semler are going to be here eventually.
We are.
It's good to know you've got things under control, Zadakist. We appreciate that. It's the Death Coast. But in all seriousness, though, we're going into the second map here, which is going to be Mirage between Na'Vi and Luminosity. Luminosity winning the first map with a rather interesting clutch from coldzera there at the end.
Like a
Exciting
God-tier
times.
clutch.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
That was pretty sick. 30th round of the map, and all of a sudden, I don't even think Na'Vi knew what hit him, right? That's one of those situations where it's just like, yeah, we got this, guys, and then all of a sudden it's like, wait, what? We're in a 1v1? Like, how did that happen, right?
Yeah.
Just boom, boom, boom. He hit 3 shots so quickly, just brought it right back.
They looked a little bit wrecked on the Na'Vi side, didn't they?
I'm sure there's an odd shot out there. I'm pretty sure there's got to be a replay
It's at the
somewhere
top of
for
the Reddit
somebody to
already.
watch, yeah?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, sick.
People are ready
'cause
for
that
it. So.
was ridiculous.
You've got to realize, by the way, that there's obviously going to be an odd shot because there's like 100 million people who wants to have the one post on the Reddit.
They're just waiting there to...
Yeah. I'm ready. Professional odd shotter.
I'm wondering how... the discussion... walking outside, I saw Guardian and Edward kind of chuckling to each other, so they're probably just trying to reset here. Mirage is still a very good map for Na'Vi, so they shouldn't be feeling too down. It's just like they're not going to end this 2-0, but it's still definitely possible for Na'Vi to bring this back and end it 2-1. They've been in this situation before, so... we'll see how it plays out, everybody. But we are going to be getting into Mirage now between Luminosity and Na'Vi. And as you guys can see, it's map 2 of 3, and Luminosity have the 1, not Na'Vi. So we'll see. Although the knife doesn't really seem to be panning out here for Lumi.
For Lumi. Can't help yourself, can you?
Can't. No.
It's seeing those old goodlings. It's
Oh, buddy. Yeah, Luminosity's. I mean, he's a cool guy too. So it was fun to see him for a bit. Like, because in case you guys are wondering, right? Unless you follow the Dota scene, there's a Dota tournament happening here as well. It's CS:GO and Dota.
Yeah, you should do that, by the way.
Yeah, it's sick. Six teams are here playing, and
well, Dota is a really fun game, and Alliance almost obviously didn't make it, but then they did anyway, which is good news. So
apparently,
it's gonna be fun times. Anyway, we're gonna get back into it here. We've got Fiflaren back in the studio with energy drinks for us. No, you can do it. Camera's not on.
Come on, bro.
It'll be fine.
It's all good. Yeah,
Thank
dude.
you.
Actually, if you can find one, sick.
Thanks. It's how you know Fiflaren is like.
He's
the
a bro.
ultimate bro.
Top bro.
All right. I mean, honestly, I think you're going to see a third map. I think Navi going to take this. That's my prediction.
Okay.
Seized. He's got the grenade, but he's in the wrong spot right now, tragically. Otherwise, it'd be great when they were all going to hit this A-bomb site. And playing in the middle as well, and I love this particular detail, is Taco top mid right now. So we'll see Luminosity just charging in here, cold, knocking Zeus off of the toll booth, and it's going to be Guardian with a refrag there. FNX takes one and turns a grid 90 degrees to take down Edward as well. Now it's down to Seized, and that grenade, it ain't going to help him now, Semler. It's done.
No, well, if they like gather together for him, look at this.
What?
Look at this. Yeah, nope. There you go. Just get the pistol. And he has no idea. He might be thinking, guy's top mid. I don't know. I didn't see him. But Seized is on the hunt right now. He's like a shark. And Taco, he's so tasty. One bite does it. But Fallen is there to get, to end the streak. And Seized is gone. So 1-0 for Luminosity to start. And what a round. Cold, man, if he hasn't cooled off, if he's still hot, it's going to be real tough for Navi here, because if he keeps pulling off beast plays, getting opening kills like this in the pistol rounds or just locking down clutches, Navi are going to be hard pressed.
I obviously don't want to be that guy, Semler, but is it possible that we can find tacos here in Minsk? Can that be done?
The question is whether you want to eat a taco. Never mind.
It'll be great. I promise. It'll be amazing. Well, we've got two scouts on the Navi side, which is definitely interesting. Wanting to fight early on here, but Edward's going down. They also had a double deagle setup, and well, there's finally a shot from Zeus. He takes one, and could have almost been a second one there. He certainly had the opportunity. Flamie will finally be dropping Taco, and these scouts, they're still doing damage. Luminosity have got to be careful, but the bomb is going to go down, and that's when things turn very bad for Navi.
That means that they can't just keep pecking him down. They're going to have to get in here and commit. Flamie looking for that shot, looking for the wallbang. Not going to find it. Instead, it's Fur who's just deciding, actually, guys, enough is enough. He's waiting for his chance, his timing here to just go leaping into CT. Perhaps take that fight he's holding so far. Good spray down, and then FNX finds Guardian. And just like that, it's all on Seized, all by his lonesome. Well, he doesn't have the advantage of surprise this time. He's just waiting over here in kitchen, just hoping that somebody's going to cross in front of his sights. Yeah,
Deagle out as well. I mean, they're doing some damage at least, but
that wasn't. That was Juan's cousin, Quattro Dig.
Close cousin. Jesus. Oh! I thought he was going to get left hanging. That was intense for a moment there. I was getting worried.
That was a moment.
Well, 2 rounds favoring Luminosity. They are playing on the less favored side. They've got the MAC-10s. There is a Zeus picked up on Edward. Gotta hope that gets put into play.
Where's he going to hold with it? He usually pulls short. Edward is down in underpass right now. Guardian hits the headshot on Fur, though. That's going to be a little bit frustrating for Luminosity, but still. Taco, I mean, they've just chucked him out here with that MAC-10. Let him get onto that A site. He gets the info, spots out that nobody's holding close on A site at least, and Flamie's going to get caught by Fallen at top mid. So, in the end, this is panning out nicely here for Luminosity, and they're going to be in position to just wipe out the defense. Nothing really Navi are able to do, and Edward wasn't able to use his Zeus.
Tragic,
Zeus.
tragic, of course.
Oh, you buy that thing, you deserve to die, but whatever.
You still hold a grudge, Semler? It's not even OP anymore.
Are you kidding me, dude?
Let the past be the past, Semler. Forgive and forget.
No. Sorry.
Can't pay. I don't know what I'm saying.
No mercy, yeah. I don't know. Anders, why are you even trying to defend this? Like,
I don't know.
just stop.
Oh, no, I'll definitely defend it for a long time.
You only defend it because you know it miffs me.
Yeah. That's a very good reason, by the way.
Okay, guys. If you ever happen to come across Anders in deathmatch, be sure to spray a lot at him. Just don't tap like that. Don't do that. Just spray a lot at him.
Yeah.
And, you know, he loves that. You know, he loves getting sprayed.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And Guardian is amazing as well. He gets out of dodge, 3 kills total, and an AK. Look at this guy, so fly.
That's kind of an extreme finish to a round that was otherwise going pretty badly for them. So definitely a very good job here. But it doesn't hide the fact that it's going to be 3 rounds here for Luminosity. And we're going to have to see if Na'Vi can find a way to bring this back. These 3 kills for Guardian, I mean, that gives him the AWP and even like a kit and a flashbang. So not too bad.
And a diffuser. Let's see if they're actually going to... Nice flash to top. But Edward gets flashed as well, so he's not going to be able to really, you know, pounce on that opportunity. And instead, it's going to be Fallen to find the first pick of this round. Edward gone. He does like to play short. I mean, this is common knowledge. Luminosity should be able to take advantage of that, and they will. But then Zeus pushes up close, and he manages to find an angle over that smoke to take out Fur from underpass. So they do bring it back to a 4-on-4, and Zeus, he's so clever. Changes sides and catches Cold in the back. Perfectly done, and now Na'Vi have the edge in this round.
All right, then. Well, that's going to give a lot of trouble to Luminosity here. I don't know how they can easily get back into a round like this, because they've got 1 smoke left. So if they smoke CT spawn, then jungle is going to be a problem. If they smoke jungle, well, they can't even really do that with 1 smoke. So not a lot of options left right here for the Brazilians. They've got plenty of time, so maybe just try and look for an entry, which is kind of what Taco was doing. But Na'Vi are being smart in not giving it to them, just not really presenting many targets at the moment. And yeah, I think that's what they should do.
I agree. Let's see. I mean, this is all that needs to happen. They've got a linchpin, or security at least, in flamie, who's holding close on the site behind the boxes. So he's just going to be waiting. Nice shot from Fallen, though. What a shot on Zeus. He misses the follow-up. That would have been amazing. Instead, he's going to go back for a second try. Takes out Seized. And now the man I mentioned before, flamie, just lurking his way around on the site. He will get spotted immediately, but somehow FNX just goes jumping right over him. And with 15 seconds left, it's all on Fallen now to hit this shot. flamie will go down in the end. What a shot and what a round from Fallen.
That is some ungodly play coming out of Fallen. That is really, really sick. The first shot that he hits, you can tell that he's already like...
checked out.
Yeah, he's already done with that angle. He looks, and then he looks away, and I don't know. He already has determined in his mind no one is going to be here. And then someone... this is wild, isn't it?
Unreal. Unreal. And again, a huge round for Luminosity. It's like again and again, Fallen is the one coming into the fray, and well, Fallen, he's gonna just, he keeps it up. You think the man with the AK is gonna get the kill, but instead it's Fallen to strike first. 2 players here still alive on the A site, however. Man pushing up on short as well. This could get a little tricky, but Cold is ready for Edward. Well, some wallbanging going out here, but Fur just going ham. Not gonna hit the spray. Instead, that's Cold from the distance, from a distance rather. But still, Luminosity. Perfect start here on Mirage T side. 5 rounds in a row, and just like that, Na'Vi are in a pretty deep hole.
Yeah, and I think I spied with my little eye 2 AWPs being picked up on Na'Vi, and that's obviously, I think that's a response to just how well Luminosity are playing early on here. They don't they got the 1. I thought that was 2. Kind of wish it had been 2, because I actually think they need like a big comeback into this round right here. If they don't win this, Luminosity could take this game 2-0.
We'll talk about a turn of speed. Hello! Surprise! Take a nap, flamie. And now it's going to be Zeus. He gets a good spray down here. Revenge for his fallen mate. Takes out Fallen. But Taco with the return kill is going to be able to remove him. And now it's going to come down to Guardian going for something ballsy. He jumps up onto the box, and they should have spotted it, but he hits the headshot wallbang. It's a nice the plant. Good night. Guardian is unleashed.
Oh, wow. See, that's what I was talking about when we were on train. Guardian seems to have 2 responses to being shut down, and one of them is to tilt really hard, which they seem to do on train, and then there's this one. Triple kill. All of them really incredible shots, and now they just need to take care of Cold, and it's going to be the quad kill as well. That makes it 5-1. They don't save a lot of rifles, but just enough to make this work. This is crazy.
This is so sick. That's a really nice shot, but then just getting the deny.
This is, I mean, first just jumping mid-air to even check, and even that was too much.
Okay, then. If they keep delivering rounds like these, Anders, man, we're going to lose it. Cold on the last map, Guardian with that one. Fallen with the big plays. Everybody stepping up here, and some clever stuff with the boost. Fallen. He boosts up over the smoke and spots out Guardian, but he can't land the shot. So unfortunately, it's not really going to pan out for Luminosity. Seized pins FNX to the wall as well over here on the B site. So Luminosity really trying to press their advantage, or at least, get something to work with here. It just doesn't pan out this time. Zeus with a little bit of a one-way smoke here, right on the edge as well. But Fur, yeah, he's not going to fall for the same trick twice, Zeus. You got him earlier with that. Now Fur's ready, and he gets the kill. Zeus down.
Very smart play from Fur, obviously. And you're absolutely right, just using the fact that he had already seen something similar to try and win the fight this time around. They're trying for some mid-control. Smoke up in the window to block Edward from seeing anything there. And Guardian with that AWP playing a catwalk and in towards the middle. We'll see if that's going to work out or not. Flamie and Sandwich, he's been spotted. And if Taco had like a Molotov or something, that could have been really awkward.
And so they're going to be focusing on Cold. He spots out Edward, though. And they are making their way back through Underpass, but Guardian is standing right on top of them. He's hearing all these steps right now. So this is, yeah, you see the rotation coming out now from Edward through to Kitchen. He does hesitate for just a moment, but they are aware at least that there is some movement in mid. And with 35 seconds left, Luminosity, they don't really have a whole lot of time to act. Seized in a bit of an off angle as well, keeping his eyes on Apartment. And well, I mean, 25 seconds left. Come on, Luminosity. You guys are going to have to make a play now. And 3 players are here for Na'Vi. So this is about to get really ugly here for the Brazilians. There's no way they should be able to get through here.
No, they're being read very well here by the CT side. And the result, well, they do trade kills, but Guardian is there. That's the bomb down with 9 seconds left. And they try and push a little bit further. Guardian actually going to miss the shot initially. Cold trying to just get, I can't put the bomb down anymore. Out of time. And even if he had, he wouldn't have survived it. And Fallen was very far away. So it would have been kind of an awkward round anyway. They saved the AWP, and the scoreline is going to be 5-2. Good read from Na'Vi, though.
Guardian in position up on short. That was pretty much what did it. He heard all those steps in Underpass. And
yeah,
when you're so low on the clock, you hear the steps on one side of the map, you got to be thinking, okay, this has got to be where Luminosity are starting to head. And, well, that's actually, wow, look at this. I mean, Fallen has his op, so they have a good weapon, but then they just decide to go all out here, Luminosity. Straight Tech 9 by with an AK and the AWP on Fallen. And they don't go for the rush either. They do pace themselves a little bit here towards the B side.
Yeah, they really want to make sure that Na'Vi don't suddenly get like a huge economic lead, that they could keep the pressure on. This is not a bad idea, I think.
Yeah, considering the nade count for Na'Vi, they are low on economy right now. They have the 2 incendiaries to go off of, but it's not a whole lot. So let's see here. I mean, Luminosity are going to be ready, but look at that positioning here from Seized. This pop flash, it's going to be murderous.
Combined with the Molotov and a lot of bullets behind it, I think you've got definitely a recipe for a bit of a brutal situation up in Apartments here. Taco going to lead the charge, though, so if he just goes down and they waste all of their sort of utility on him, then it might still be worth it. Taco moving closer, shooting into the corner, seizes there, and he only gets the trade, and that's not good enough here. Edward with some nice spray, but again, just a quick trade. Guardian playing close and could have got taken out then. 45 seconds this time on the clock here in Luminosity. They're moving in, they're grouping around Guardian, and he's trying to fight his way, and he gets that shot as well. FNX going down and Fallen, last man left. He finally stops Guardian and gets a second shot on Zeus, and he's bringing it back. It's now a 1 versus 1, and he's looking for Flamie. He's in that corner. Fallen coming out with the artillery, and it's going to be the triple kill. Fallen taking out Na'Vi and winning that round ridiculously.
What a pleasure to watch, man. Seriously. That's right, Fallen. That's right. And Guardian as well. I mean, both of these offers are just going all out right now. Look at this, already the start. Okay, you think, okay, Guardian's cooled off a little bit, but he'll hit that shot all day. The second shot, though, ridiculous. And then Fallen is here. He goes back into it. The first shot, easy enough, just like with Guardian, but the second shot, again, was just a thing of beauty. And while Fallen continues to pummel them, he takes out Zeus, and Cold is there to remove Guardian. This is an eco round here from Na'Vi, and they have gone ahead and put a bit of a stack here on the A site, so we'll see if they realize Seized in Underpasses, or rather in Shadow, is going to pick up 1, but that's it. So, really solid round here for Luminosity, and 7 rounds on their T side now, Anders. This is starting to get a little out of control.
There's something seriously wrong with Fallen as well. He's just...
Dude, like, he's got to be... I mean, apart from happy, but it's just 2 different styles as well. I mean, Fallen is the opper, the in-game leader, and just the top fragger, you know? You've got the likes of, like, Cold, Fur, even FNX. It's Fallen who just seems, you know, in these tough matches, it always seems to be Fallen who steps up. Ooh.
So hot, he even takes out Cold's, well, he takes him down to 70 health. Just shooting through there. And this time, maybe a bit too aggressive, ends up going down. And now we really don't have a lot of equipment in this particular round, including another shotgun there, but it's still working out for them. They're trading favorably at the moment. And Seized almost taking out Fur. One bullet would have done it there. But he doesn't have any grenades apart from his flashbang to follow up with. And now Cold getting a kill as well. And it's back into a 3-on-3. And they can't lose this round, Na'Vi. They've got to make this an 8-7 right now. They got to win the next 6 rounds in a row.
That's key. Seized would have heard that. The bomb. Oh, the timing on the flash, though, is perfect. Seized blind, can't take out FNX. But he would have heard the bomb, so the rotation is quick to come in here for Na'Vi. And now, well, flamie spots out the first man, annihilates Fur. It's going to be down to FNX and Cold now, the remaining 2 players. Zeus with the AWP chances a shot through the smoke, and then just gets the USP shot. How does that happen?
I don't know, but the bomb is going to be going down, and it's now FNX versus Zeus, AWP versus AK. Zeus hoping for the perfect angle, and FNX, I think he's got a good read on what's happening here. Is he going to be able to time it? Zeus has to come through the window, and FNX, he goes down. Zeus winning that fight, and
it's a bit rare to see that as well from FNX. I mean, he's such a consistent clutcher for Luminosity. I mean, he's got some crazy stats when it comes to clutching rounds. Like Winter, I think he was like 6 out of 6, 7 out of 7 or something crazy like that.
Yeah, he was doing a very good job. Definitely doing a very good job.
So, I mean, you know, when you have FNX alive as the last man alive here for Luminosity, you know, it's not silly to believe he can get the job done. Still, nicely done there by Zeus. Quick scope into a shot, and he just barely saves Na'Vi there. But again, Na'Vi, they're hard-pressed. They just don't have any money to work with.
Yeah, and Luminosity, they know how close this is. That's why they just keep forcing. Well, not really much of a force here, but they keep buying, you know. They know they have to keep the pressure on right now. 7-3. And if Na'Vi moves around like this, then we're probably going to see like a good 9 rounds or more even from Luminosity. Even these 7 are sort of enough on the terrorist side of Mirage. So this is getting into a very scary position for Na'Vi.
This is getting a little out of control. Deep smoke goes through, and that baits out a reaction. Zeus is there to pounce, and he does manage to take out Fur. Edward still waiting up here as well, and Guardian, it's just falling apart across the board here for Luminosity. Zeus with a 2nd kill. He will finally get overwhelmed by Fallen, who went to the AK instead of that AWP. Well, didn't have the AWP, I don't believe, but still, doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things here because Luminosity are just getting picked off one head after another.
Yeah, this battle for mid control seems like Na'Vi have figured out how to play it maybe a little bit better. And as a result, they get to steal some weapons, they get the AWP, and yeah.
And that is a tactical pause, it looks like, coming out here for Luminosity.
All right, then.
But this, you know, not going to make the same mistake twice. They are low enough to have to go for an eco here, Luminosity. So, seems like they're going to want to just... I'm wondering if they, you know, if they go so far as to have the tactical pause and then play a la Titan, right, where you just kind of run down the clock, not really do anything, go into a hard eco, and try and really just discuss what needs to happen next.
I don't know, because Luminosity have such a huge range of tactics. I'd like to see them execute something that's maybe a little bit more tricky. But it's possible to execute like a really fast rush onto Catwalk and into the B-bomb site. If you put down the right smokes in the middle, you can definitely make it happen. And so far, I think Na'Vi usually only have Edward playing towards like ladder room and Catwalk. If they can get in there really quick and just rush it up, and yeah, I think that would be an interesting play right now. So we'll obviously see a little bit of conversation going. I think Na'Vi have got the guy restarting as well, so hopefully the timeout shouldn't be too long. But yeah.
The one thing is that usually a smoke is going down to block off, you know, the vision on Edward. I don't know if they've really figured out exactly what Edward is doing most of the time, getting up in ladder room, getting up in the window like that. I wonder how much they actually have to go off of here, Luminosity, as far as that B site hold is going. And Seized is also, it seems like every time we go to Seized, he's holding from a different spot as well, so he's making it very difficult to predict, you know, his tendencies here and how to exploit them.
Well, the money for Luminosity right now not looking too good. So obviously, again, they take the timeout, but they're not going to be able to sort of use it for too much right now. It's going to have to be the next round before they can really put into play whatever they were discussing.
We might even see them go. I mean, considering how low they are, unless they get a bomb plant in this round somehow, do we see an investment in a nade anywhere? I mean, Cold could potentially... No utility whatsoever to work with here for Luminosity. It's just going to be a straight-up YOLO. I mean, you could see some kind of quasi-buy coming on in the next round, because they are so far ahead, Luminosity. They could afford to give up a couple of rounds here to just go ham and get, you know, Fallen his AWP, get full nades for an execute, you know, that sort of play. But it will just be a very quick push out onto the A site. They can't really deny the man in CT, though, so I don't really see them getting a bomb plant at all. Yeah, flamie's going to be able to deny that fairly easily. Cold will find 1 kill, but that's the best they'll get. So the whole plan there was to get the bomb plant. Well, if you can't get that kill on flamie on the man in CT right off the bat, it's just not meant to be.
No, I think we saw the result of that immediately. And I mean, flamie not challenging too much either, so a reasonable style from him. That's going to make it 7-5. Moving into the 13th round here. Now, let's see what Luminosity are able to do. They're certainly setting up for a smoke into T-spawn. We've got to see where that ends up at, but doesn't look like it's going to be too fast of a round here. Top mid, though. Guardian pushing up, and Cold setting up with a bit of a pop flash out. There's a lot of people in middle, including a guy boosted up on the fence to try and look over the smoke there, and Fur going to go down early on. It's Zeus with the frag, and that's going to give Na'Vi the edge once again.
And Cold is stuck. He didn't actually want to push out. He doesn't know where exactly the support is coming from Guardian. He knows Guardian's somewhere around there with the AWP. He spotted him earlier. Smoke goes down a window, though. So that gives him a little bit of room to work with here. FNX, he has no idea. He spotted the man holding close on sight, but he gets taken out by Guardian on stairs, and Guardian not going to hit the follow-up shot. Instead, it's Fallen to take him out.
Nice shot from flamie. Even better follow-up, taking down Taco as well. And now Cold alone. 1-on-3 here. And not with much of a chance either. He walks right into Seized and ends up going down. And now we're really starting to put some rounds together here. Consecutive back-to-back rounds. And that's all. That's what they had to do. They had no other choice but to do this.
Yeah.
This has to finish 8-7.
Yeah, then they win the pistol, and the pressure will mount. But solid hold here from flamie at least. Imagine to just lock that down. 14th round now. And well, wow. Luminosity, man, they just are refusing to give up. Very quick execute round, I think, is going to come out. Well, not even an execute. This worked the last time. They're going to sneak through the smoke. And the last time they had that AWP and Fallen was able to get the original pick. FNX misses his jump, though. That could have been an opening. And flamie and Zeus punishing them hard for this play. Luminosity, they get nothing out of this round. They've even spotted the man on short. Taco will be able to take one kill with him. Could get a follow-up here onto Zeus as well, and he will. So a little bit of damage done there economically, but just not good enough in the end.
That was a bit weird, because when you go that far into the A-bomb side unnoticed, by the time they found out they're in connector, they should kind of be overwhelmed. And you're right, one guy did miss his jump.
FNX, if he hits that jump and gets on top of stairs.
Maybe he does, but even missing that guy, they should have been able to do more than that. So that was a bit weird, I think. So, final round of the first half coming up here. Guardian in the middle with the AWP, blind shot through, and he connects, and Cold is out of the round. And he puts up a bit of a smoke as well there. Edward now coming in with the auto sniper of all weapons. Takes one, but can't get the second one. It's a double refrag here for Luminosity, bringing it back to 3-on-3.
Whoa. Where the hell did Guardian come from? He must have jumped out a window.
Yeah.
He drops the bomb carrier. Well, now it's down to the two guys. Well, oh, man, that's so frustrating for Luminosity as well. They got control of B site. They're thinking, great, we got this in the bag. Now we're on the site. We got the bomb. Oh, wait. It's all coming apart. And double op now set up here for Na'Vi. They've got eyes on short. There just shouldn't be any way here for Luminosity. Trying to bait out that shot. Guardian not gonna fall for it. For just one step too many. And it's gonna be down to FNX now in a 1v3 coming up from top mid. But then Zeus is there. One bullet does it, and it's an 8-7 finish here for Na'Vi. Still not a very solid scoreline here for Na'Vi, but still, it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, I mean, they would have wanted a lot more. And in some ways, it's even more frustrating when you prove to yourself that you actually can put together all these rounds consecutively. Because that's what their CT side Mirage is feared. I think they're one of the best teams at doing that. But this time, early on, the pressure was just too much. And now we're going to get to see...
This is just timing.
Yeah.
It didn't look like... I mean, smokes are a little bit different, GoTV and the player perspective. He might have just barely had like a little bit of a gap in the smoke there to see. But it looks like timing there.
8-7 moving into the second half of this second map here between Na'Vi and Luminosity. See who's going to be coming out on top. I mean, FNX has been really good in these pistol rounds. Gotta wonder if he's going to be at it again. We do have Edward with the Raid Boss Tech 9 armor play, so we'll see if that's going to be working out.
It would have been Guardian taking the hit there, dropping that Tech 9 for him. And Fallen double flash, kit picked up. Just this is going to turn into a straight-out brawl. Neither team has a whole lot of utility, although Na'Vi do have two smokes. We'll see, though. They want to try and get control of top mid, it looks like, or at least they're waiting to see if there's going to be any kind of aggressive push coming out here from Luminosity, rather, to top mid. We're not seeing it quite yet, though. Instead, it's Taco. Wow, just aggressive push into B apartments here. Really trying to get that info.
Well, the bomb is over here as well. Are they actually going to go, or is the bomb going to go back underpass? I'm sort of wondering if... Oh, they're going to split through catwalk as well. Cold with a nice shot. Second one as well. Finally, flamie puts an end to it, but is it going to be in time here? Taco goes down. flamie just continues to run into the bomb site here, and that's going to open it up. Finally falling this into play. Bomb should be going down here from Guardian, but they're just 2 people holding. And the kit is still unfallen.
Yeah, so they will have extra time. First spot's the 1-man. They knew, of course, that there was going to be at least 1 player on that bomb site to get that bomb planted. And now they need to figure out where Seized is holding from Luminosity. They go charging through, and there you go. Peekaboo, but Fallen's there to save his mate. And now Guardian going to get caught in a crossfire. Nowhere to go. And a key round 1 here for Luminosity in the second half. They pick up the pistol despite Navi's best efforts. And a lot of that is off of Cold, man. He just shut down Navi in mid there. If it weren't for the 3rd man coming through, that would have been a catastrophe for Navi.
Yeah, 2-pronged attack, and I mean, almost half of that was just gone with a couple of clicks there, so very impressive stuff. It's going to make life really hard for the Navi team. They put the bomb down, so you have to expect they won't be investing too much into this round, and instead going for AKs in the 3rd one. But actually, look at that. They switch it up. They buy around early. This is a big risk, and I'm curious to see if it'll pay off here.
Yeah, and they're looking to punish. This is, I mean, exactly, because now Luminosity, they go for the push to top mid. Smoke is going to go down as well, so that's really just going to make it perfectly clear here to Navi that, oh, okay, we can't go mid just yet. We got to be patient. We got to wait. Zeus is looking to take advantage of this, though, hoping to get lucky over here towards Palace. Not going to find anybody, but 2 SMGs picked up. If they run into those AKs, it's going to be nasty, but Zeus gets taken out, and that's one of the AKs gone just like that.
And the problem is the people buying AKs, which is flamie and Guardian here, they sacrifice having armor themselves, so even the SMGs that are here on Cold and Taco are going to be pretty good. Cease will take down Fallen, though, and at least that is a little bit of a return. He's kind of low on health, though. flamie picking it up, but he doesn't have armor, so that's a 1 click from Fer, and also the body shots will obviously aim punch him. So, I mean, having the AK but not having armor is just not as good.
Yeah, a little odd that they didn't give it to Edward.
Yeah.
Edward was standing right there, and he's got full Kevlar helmet, so they give it to the guy without Kevlar. Ah, well, interesting decision. Edward just tapping away, and Fer, he's so brave. He still goes for the peaks. This guy's insane. Jeez, 1 headshot, and that's it. You're done. Guardian gone, and well, it's down to Seized. He's got 17 HP, and he's still top mid, just waiting for somebody to push out of B apartments. But unfortunately for him, the bomb has been dropped on the A site. Luminosity know this, and well, the gamble is just not going to pay off here for Navi in the end. I guess if he can find an AK somewhere and try and survive, maybe, you know, have the AK for the next round. He has to know that Zeus's AK is up in Palace, but Taco just went up there to pick it up, so unless he can kill off Taco. He spots him. Oh, Taco down to 1 HP! 1 HP. That was so close. Poor Seized.
This is cutting it just a little bit too close, isn't it? Scoreline 9-8 in the 18th round coming up here, and Navi, obviously, with the early buy, they can't buy in this round, and they need a lot of money here in their bags. This is going to get really tricky now because Luminosity, if they start to get a real bank going on the CT side, you saw their CT side play on Train. I don't know if Navi can stand up to it. They're not looking too on point right now.
Well, that's not ideal. Whoa, that dunk nade, though. 5 HP, 1 HP. Ouch. And well, Guardian, what the? I'm falling. Yeah, that's not a teammate. It's like the double take? What was that?
Yeah. Not trusting his eyes. Seized goes down. And the lead is extended to 10-8 here, favoring Luminosity, and the rifles are going to be picked up, I think, once again here for Navi, but I don't see... Oh, there is an AWP, so all right, that's what I was worried about. And what's really good is the orb is going to spawn close to the A bomb site, so I'm wondering if he's going to try and run, because you can catch people who go into connector if you're really quick about it. It's definitely possible, and it's not a bad idea either.
No, indeed, you're right.
No one's making
He did go for pit, yeah. He's got a gap. He tries for the timing again, but this time around, Guardian not going to get so lucky. No opening kill there for Navi to make life easier for them. And now, well, they're going to have to count on the nades. They've got 3 smokes and 3 flashes. It's all the utility the T-side have to work with. It's not ideal. Like I said, for flamie, well, for Navi in the last map on Train, you know, positioning is going to be key. Luminosity, it's a bit of the same thing. I mean, they are starting to get a little light on the nades themselves. Only 2 smokes left, a couple of incendiaries, but they do have some flashes to work with. So both of these teams fairly balanced out right now.
The bomb is all the way over at the B apartments here, and they have got just enough flashes and smokes to try and make this work, and because there's only one person defending at the moment, which is Taco, I would say this is not a bad idea for a B hit. If Guardian can keep them occupied in the middle and they can try and sort of sandwich in here, it definitely might work out, but they always have the option of going underpass instead with the bomb and sort of reconnecting in towards the A-bomb site. Either one is possible.
That smoke into connector should be a bit of a sign. Bomb is still mid, and they are moving up. They nearly take out Cold, who's up in window. Great shots going through. He's down to 40 HP. Taco dropping low as well. He's got to be careful, but that push has to come through eventually, and Zeus is there to take out Fallen. There's the start. Taco still alive, though, and he gets a second headshot. That was key. FNX is there to take out Zeus, and from short, Cold with the big spray. Nearly taking out flamie. That was so close. 15 seconds left, and flamie gets the plant just in the nick of time, but there's still Fer and there's still FNX alive here, and he has to survive. He does get behind bench, though, so he has a little bit of time to work with and a decent position.
Yeah, the only problem is he's got 15 health and there is a grenade on Fer, so if they realize where he is, then flamie is going to be absolutely gone. Grenade primed once. Almost there. There's still a Molotov in play. flamie gets the one kill, but walks right into it. And that'll be the end of it. So, I mean, I think we've got to credit that round to Taco.
Yeah.
He was being essentially shot in the back, and he still gets a double kill. That's very, very hard to do. So, huge play from him.
Yeah, that was sick. Just full on, panic spray there on the man in window, but still, 2-for-1 trade. You'll take that any day. He did his job, and then Cold came in and added a little bit extra, nearly getting a double kill of his own.
Fallen and Guardian currently tied for the lead in frags, 20 kills each. It's pretty impressive, and they have been doing a very good job, both of them. So now 8-11 is the scoreline, and we'll see how much further Na'Vi can get right now. Luminosity, I mean, losing another entry frag here with Fer going down. Guardian abusing that gap in the smoke.
Yeah, once again, and this time he gets rewarded. Molotov into Palace, though. It's going to buy a little bit more time here. Zeus is going to have to back off. With a minute 30 on this clock, I mean, Fallen is now looking to return the favor to Guardian, but he loses his teammate. Edward up in connector. There's the flick, and FNX takes out Zeus in the meantime. They are going to push up the Tetris, but FNX stands his ground, and now Fallen's in position to deal with the man here. There's still Guardian alive. He's got that bomb, and his teammate is so far away. Seized, still making his way up to connector now. And I'm not sure if Fallen heard the steps, because Fallen would have been close enough to hear him in mid.
Yeah, but smoking it off as well is going to be so annoying now. Na'Vi going to try and see if they can sandwich this bomb site. They've got to be quick about it. Otherwise, whoever's playing connector that sees, he could get shot in the back. So they've got to be fast here. Guardian dropping Fallen. And it's back into a 2-on-2. But FNX is still up here. And I'm not sure they've realized. It might not be the most obvious spot for him to be in. They've got Taco coming in as well in about 35 seconds on the clock. And Guardian, he's very scared at the moment. He's using Seized and allowing Seized to check out everything. And if they just keep walking for another 5 seconds, he's going to spot a FNX. And that might be the perfect moment to go for it. We'll see. FNX, is he going to be fast enough? Seized has a way better angle here. Smoke clears, and FNX is just a little bit faster. He gets the kill now. Guardian alone in a 1-on-2. He goes down, and it's a quad kill for FNX. What a way to defend that bomb site at the end. I mean, clever play by Na'Vi as well, just using the guy not carrying the bomb to check out the bomb site. It seemed like it should have worked. I think if there hadn't been a smoke there that faded, Zeus would have probably won that one.
I'm surprised that Guardian didn't spot FNX quicker, because he's looking dead on, and I'm thinking that's the hard counter. It's like when you boost on cash and you have a guy come up short, you just spot the guy on boost, from a mile away and you remove him. I was thinking the same thing would happen there for Guardian, but he wasn't able to capitalize on that. And FNX just with a huge round quad kill for him. That was a key one. Now it's Na'Vi just forcing up. They have no nades. It's all down to the rifles. And Fer goes aggressive and gets punished for it. So this is where it could all change. Edward with the follow-up, and there C's taking out Taco. Fallen, though. We know what this man's capable of. He nearly gets 2 kills. It's a leg instead, and he misses the follow-up shot.
A little bit scary for a moment, but they should have this round. They're playing 2-on-4. Luminosity, they have 2 AWPs. They should probably try and save those and make sure they don't have to rebuy, a good like 11,000 or 9,000 or whatever it is for the next round. So we'll see. They are both making their way out of here. 12-9. This game is not over yet, is it?
No, this is so close. But it's really fascinating. I mean, that's just Na'Vi. I mean, wow. It's all over the place, really. Their money is not ideal here on Luminosity's side, that's for sure. So they really do need to stay alive. Na'Vi, of course, they realize this. They've got 4 players alive. Definitely could afford to sack at least one of them on the hunt here to get these guns off of Luminosity. But Cold not going to miss that shot. Picks the man off a short, and now they know at least where one of those ops is playing from, and they're just hightailing it over here. Na'Vi, they need to get in fast. Cannot let Cold live. He's got the angle. Yeah, he spots the man, and now it gets interesting. Fallen should be in position to support his mate as he comes out onto the site. And there's a shot from Fallen. Cold, he steps out into C's, though, and I'm wondering why. Oh, well, pressure.
Yeah, I think the pressure of the situation. Just a little bit nervous, and that's going to cost them one op. They still got the other one, and they are going to bind behind it. Interesting. They even picked up another AWP. Things get very tense here, but pretty much whoever loses this round is going to be in a very bad position. 12-9, and nothing has been decided yet. Na'Vi, they did pick this map. They lost the Luminosity's map pick, so now you've got to wonder if they can bring him back and extend the series to a third map. Very aggressive, and he even catches seized, looking the wrong way, but still he ends up going down.
Yeah, that was the kill right there. Fallen, though, he takes out flamie and FNX. He should hear the spouts on Tetris. Yes, he does, but he misses the point-blank spray, and he's lost Fallen as well. Cold is here with the AWP, spots the second man, though. Zeus up close, trying to put the pressure on it. He's going to get removed by Cold. You give this guy, I mean, a USP, and he still gets the kill versus Zeus, who had full HP. How does that happen?
Yeah, it seems like a ridiculous choice to try and pull out the USP at that point. If you knew they didn't have head armor or something, you maybe try and do it. C's now going to be walking in. It's a 1-on-2 here for the Russian player, and he's looking for the opening. He's got the bomb, tries to put it down, and Taco and Cold, they're both right there. He puts the bomb down, but surely he can't make it out, and he's going to be dropped Cold with a triple kill. And yeah, you can see some excitement here in the Luminosity room. This is now very scary. The bomb plant at least helps out Na'Vi a bit, but now 3 more rounds for the Brazilians, and they will have done it 2-0.
Unreal, Cole. Unreal. This guy's a monster. And well, Na'Vi right back into it, Anders. This is crazy. 3 AKs, 2 pistols, hardly any nades to work with. And well, now it begins. A quick push into Pit. They don't take much damage off that HE. Thought they would have taken a bit more there, at least Na'Vi. Instead, it's Guardian deciding to be generous. He's going to roast himself a little bit just to make things even.
That was a long time to be burning. C's is going to go down, trying to push in without anybody from the slope here, trying to sort of help him out by causing any distraction. So, might have been a bit too easy a kill there for Fur. And Na'Vi, this is that point in time again where you start to worry. Are they looking just a little bit rattled? Are they looking just a little bit... Yeah. Maybe making some calls here that normally they wouldn't.
This is where the pressure starts to mount, where you're really starting to see... I mean, a lot of this is coming... In these rounds here, a lot of it is coming down to individual plays. But Na'Vi right now, they know that they've got their backs to the wall. They go for a force buy as well. There's just no room for error here. They need to stop Luminosity at 13 just so that they can afford to give up a round later on and still not have Luminosity on match point. But Luminosity, they are poised to take this. And there's the push into connector, looking to catch Fur, but he's moved up. He's changed up his position. Now he's playing from stairs instead. And again, it looks like Na'Vi, they want to take this fight towards B.
Well, the problem is they got to get past Taco, and if he plays this one smartly, if he doesn't challenge too much, then it's going to get really rough. They've got to kill him without losing anybody, and there's the first shot from Taco, tries to fall back, but not going to be quick enough now. Only 25 seconds after the clock here. FNX going to be dropping Guardian, and they're running out of time right now. This is a horrible round for Na'Vi, and that is going to leave flamie alone now, with bomb in hand, admittedly, but 15 seconds left. It's just not good enough right now, and Luminosity step a little bit closer here. 14 rounds for them. And Na'Vi, they've got a really, really long comeback ahead of them.
Yeah, exactly. And off of a hard eco. It's all, yeah, it's where flamie should just try and stay alive, because this is all they're going to have. It's like Tech 9, some Kevlar. They just spent all their money, Na'Vi. So this is it. We might actually have Luminosity going 4-0 in their group. 4 maps in a row, not dropping a single one, and going straight into the semis as well. Because the first seed out of the group misses basically the quarterfinal day here in the arena. They come straight into the semifinals.
Yeah.
So this is big here for Luminosity. I can put them right into the top 4 of this tournament. Well, Na'Vi, yeah, I mean, home crowd, home turf. You're thinking, they're thinking, how is this even happening to us? We should be the ones up one map. We should be the ones battling for a semifinal spot. Instead, they're just trying to stay alive in this best of 3.
I mean, Particularly hard to swallow perhaps because it was 16-14 on the first map, but look at these great grenades coming in here from Na'Vi, trying to set up and execute, but they run into Fallen, and he picks up Seized early on. The bomb is down there. FNX to follow it up. flamie finally with the reply, but Fallen still alive inside here. AWP in hand, and Cold is there, and Fallen to finish it with a triple kill. Luminosity now match and map point. 15-9, the scoreline here for the second map, and Na'Vi, they're just like, whatever at this point. 3 deals, 1 AK with no armor, and then the scout on Seized. What else could they do? I mean, they've got to do something.
It's just the hero plays. They need to come through.
27 kills on Fallen.
I'm not sure what they can do at this point. Yeah, I mean, Fallen is just unreal. He's in a class of his own, honestly.
Yeah,
the guy single-handedly revives the Brazilian scene, and then he's just now top in-game leader, top fragger, one of the top oppers. He does it all.
Yeah, it is slightly ridiculous, isn't it? But this round not working out too well, actually. Somehow Na'Vi are making these guns work. Taco first to reply, missing a flick there, and Seized goes down. And right back in a 3-on-3. Looked like Na'Vi had something really good going for them here.
Yeah, they started to force it. Nice spot there. FNX, though, he's in a bit of trouble, but he gets the timing right. Edward is there to get the refrag, though, so well-positioned is he. And they bring it back into a 2-on-2 at least. Smoke goes down to block off jungle so the bomb can make its way up, but then Fallen is there to greet Edward. And this is where it all falls apart. Both of these players for Luminosity can now stack up together. There is an AK here for Guardian to work with. But this is where it gets interesting for Luminosity.
What is a bit funny is you could see Edward took some time to figure out where he wanted to put the smoke, and he put it in jungle, and obviously, you know, if he put a CT spawn, maybe he would have been alive. Guardian alone in a 1-on-2, and they're both coming for him, and he's going to go down. Taco with the final triple, and it's 16-9. Luminosity, they defeat Na'Vi in a 2-0 fashion here. Very impressive, and they obviously also took down G2 earlier today. What a start to the new year here for the Brazilian squad.
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
It's just, I mean, they're confirming it, Anders, that it wasn't a fluke at the end of the year. DreamHack Winter, they're perfectly capable of going up toe-to-toe against the best in the world. I mean, that's incredible, really. What a strong end to the year for this team, and now they start off strong as well. It wasn't a fluke. And yeah, well, now Na'Vi, I mean, they ended the year by losing on the 5th map to Fnatic at EPL.
Yeah.
And now they're down in the lower match, basically, here. They're taking second seed in their group. Essentially, they should be taking the second seed in their group going into the playoffs.
Obviously, the sort of the hometown crowd is not here yet for the first couple of days. It's not until we reach the playoffs that we're going to be sort of, you know, having the arena full of people. I think that could definitely make a difference for Na'Vi, but they've got to make it there before they can start, you know, enjoying that. So a little bit scary, perhaps. They did obviously defeat Cypersen earlier. So we've still they got that victory in, right? But
they just look shattered right now.
Scary.
Like Zeus.
They should be.
Oh, they should be looking shattered, huh? They should be feeling bad. Wow, they just lost 2-0.
Luckily for us, we've got you know, a whole panel full of analysts to help us out with breaking down this map. So we'll go to a quick break, and then we'll go to the panel.